And now, live from the Steel Twins recording studio in beautiful Traverse City, Michigan, it's your boys, the Cannonball, the Cannon, the Steel Twins. What's going on, everybody? It's your boys, the Cannonball and the Cannon, Alex and Andrew Steele, the Steel Twins, and it's Monday night, and you know what that means.
That's right, voice acting, and look who's joined us on the Discord at this moment. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Keyblade Sonic.
Yep, I think, he is there, and I think I saw a fifth person in our Discord chat, too, but...
I'm not sure who that is, but...
we'll find out in a minute, but as you can see on our screen in the top left corner, we have Madison Warren. Thanks again for joining us. And as always, the wonderful and multi-talented Misty Jin has joined us as well. Yes,
indeed.
So, okay, who else is on this list? So, give me a second.
Breeze
is on. Well, that's smashing. So,
evening, Gov.
So yeah, so I will say that the role of Spark Brushel, the reporter, is going to be a part of this episode. So Breeze, if you're ready, willing, and able, feel free to join us. So, but yeah, okay. So Keyblade Sonic's getting on too, but. Folks, our aim tonight is to finish the first game in the the Apollo Justice trilogy, Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. And in this episode, all the loose ends are going to get tied up. All the questions are going to be answered. All the mysteries are going to be solved. At least that's what's promised. So I, for one, cannot wait to get to the bottom of all these crazy things.
Well then, with that said, mind if I kick this off?
Well, let's make sure we have our video partner come up. But no, we'll very quickly do this. We'll draw this out.
Yeah, why not? So, we've got our so-called crack with us here today.
Yep.
So if you've got a cap to your bottle or a pin on your can, go ahead and pull that pin or twist that cap. Because, hey, Cannonball, what time is it?
It's time to get by.
Damn right, son.
Cheers, Gov.
Hey.
Lovely, Gov.
So, did you get a chance to see the solar eclipse today?
Nah.
No. I'll tell you, I was able to take a peek of it. I don't think I got the full effect. I had to borrow somebody else's glasses. I think I left like a crescent sun in our side. What about you, Breeze? Were you on that side? Did you happen to have an opportunity to view the eclipse on your side of the world?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you just
loud
fine.
Clear.
Good. No, it's not visible at all the way over here, so I only watched it on TV.
Okay. Well, there you go. There we have it. So, okay. I think we're in a place where we can go ahead and get started. Live scene. So, Breeze, you may be hanging around for a bit, but we'll be sure to let you know when your due is up. And feel free to jump in with any comments you might have or questions, because we want this to be a relaxing and fun environment, and it always is. It's always a good time.
Keep it clean though, folks. I do know that.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Yes, it is.
Although we'll keep it professional.
Yeah, absolutely.
Although if certain people join the chat. Yeah, especially if certain people join the chat, I can't guarantee that it's not going to go sideways. We wouldn't have it any other way. So,
hello?
Okay.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, hi,
Oh,
Keith.
There's Carlos. There's Keyblade Sonic. All right.
Well, as long as we can hear you, we're all good, buddy.
Hey, the gang's all here. Don't you wish that you were too? So, Welcome everyone to Voice Acting Monday Night. It is time to conclude the episode Turnabout Succession. And do you have something to add real quick? No, doesn't look like you do. Okay. Okay, I thought Madison had something to add, but she was just adjusting her glasses.
No.
All good. All good. So, I'll have to peek over at the Discord. Let's get this going.
Lock 'em and load 'em, ladies. It's go time.
That trial 7 years ago was the beginning of it all. This I know beyond a doubt. The mysteries of the past work their magic on the present. But you'll soon be finding all of this out for yourself. Which of Magnified Gramarye's disciples pulled that trigger? Where did the vanishing defendant Zak Gramarye go? What dark truth lurks behind the forged diary page? And what about the girl who was left behind? Booting up now. Okay, so now, okay. The past left us these 4 keys to unlocking the truth. Oh, I see. But that's not all.
Maddie!
Maddie!
Thank you so much for joining the chat.
Yep. There are 4 keys in the present as well. And when all the questions have found their answers, the final trial will begin. But first, you must chase the truth through then and now. Think of it as a game.
Ooh, game time, huh? I'll have you know, bro, since I've completed... Never mind. I'm not going to say it.
I, Phoenix Wright, will be your guide through this game. That terrible trial saw me present forged evidence. It ended half finished when the defendant vanished. What became of me after that? As your investigation proceeds, the answer will become clear. Oh, and one more thing. There is something I must tell you. As Apollo Justice has his bracelet, so too do I have my own weapon of sorts.
Alex Pulowski, thank you for liking the stream.
Welcome, strap in, you're in for a wild night, Alex. My Magatama.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, call back to the first game.
Call back to the first trilogy.
First trilogy. What does it do, you ask? That I would have you see for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Well now, shall we begin?
Damn right.
Use L1 and R1 to jump between the past and the present. But let's begin 7 years ago, in the past. It is right after my last trial came to an abrupt end. Now that you know the game, let's play.
You heard the man. Let's play. I would suggest visiting
Okay,
this.
so we're going with story mode to choose everything.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So we're going to the Wright and Company law office. The nightmare trial was over. And the new nightmare of figuring out what had happened had just begun. I wanted to wake up, to walk away. But I figured I'm the only one who could do this. Probably. And besides, I had plenty of time. Thanks to the Bar Association Review Board's decision. It's hard to work when your attorney's badge has been taken away. 7 years ago, Wright and Company law offices.
Morning, Daddy.
Ah, I'm so glad you came.
You okay, Daddy? Me picking on you.
I am fine, as always. This old boy is here to help me after all.
That's young man to you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. That's a cute outfit you have on.
My first show's today, after all.
2 weeks had passed since then. I called her into my office. Trucy, there's something we need to talk about. It's been 2 weeks since your father disappeared. We need to start thinking about your future. I did some calling around. It's hard to say, but you have no living relatives. Oh, she's an orphan. So, I was wondering if you wanted to stay with me for a while. Just until your daddy comes home. It won't be long. Famous last words.
Yeah, I hope not. Holy jeez.
I hope.
He just went out for cigarettes.
And milk. Right. Of course, it's totally your choice. If you don't like it here, you can go wherever you'd like. I could look up some places you might like to stay at. This is so weird.
Weird indeed.
Mr. Attorney, Daddy told me all about you. He said I could trust you.
Oh, yay! Huh? Really?
So, if I stay here, does that mean you'll be family?
Huh? I guess so? Getting weirder.
Mr. Attorney?
Actually, why don't you call me Nick? Call back to the first trilogy.
Yep.
Maya Fey always used to call him Nick.
Yes, of course.
Or you can call me Daddy if you'd like. It doesn't have to be today or anything.
Okay, say, Daddy,
That was quick. Yes?
if I move here, I have to switch schools, right? And I was thinking, I haven't paid for lunches at my last school for a year.
Ugh.
Whoa.
What the heck kind of tab are we running up here?
So, thanks, Daddy.
Ah,
Oh, and this office? It's a little blah. A little color goes a long way, you know?
ah.
Oh, and Daddy, you got fired from work, right?
He doesn't waste any time.
Don't you worry one bit. I'll work twice as hard when we get through this.
Trucy, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 8. But don't let appearances deceive you. I'm a young professional.
Really?
Stick with me. You'll do just fine, Daddy.
Thanks. Why does it feel like she's already in charge?
Why indeed?
Let's talk to her.
Yeah, the
office.
Daddy, you got fired for being a lawyer, right?
You could at least kind of look aside or something when you say that. It's actually kind of hard for me, for Daddy.
Oh, so sorry, Daddy. Wait, this foolish pride? My other daddy always used to talk about that.
Actually, that's pretty accurate.
So, here's my idea. We'll make a new outfit. Law just seems dead, doesn't it? I don't want to go that way.
Well, that won't do, I guess. I just don't know much about anything other than law. Or even much about law, if you were to ask some people.
Maybe the problem is calling it an office. We should run an agency instead.
You mean like a talent agency? Forgive me for asking, but doesn't that require talent?
You got me, don't you? I'm a professional.
Everything is talent.
Yeah, a professional. Did you? So is everything okay? Is everything okay on your end,
Carlos?
Keyblade?
Yeah, everything's okay. It's just the camera is being wonky today, so don't worry. I'm still here.
Yeah,
Nope,
no problem.
no problem.
We can see you in the
We can hear you.
Discord, so we can hear you too.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm still here.
Great. Yep. After all, I am directly descended from the famous Zak Gramarye.
Directly descended. He's your father.
Oh, and now I'm directly descended from the famous Phoenix Wright, too.
I think an 8-year-old just massaged my ego.
Whoa.
Okay. So, all right. Daddy.
It's got a lot of daddies.
Right. Could you tell me a bit more about your daddy, Zak Gramarye?
Daddy? Sure, Daddy.
Which daddy was that again?
Daddy's so amazing. The biggest star of true Gramaryes. They're big.
The Gramaryes. They were on television a lot. Haven't seen them on much recently. Come to think of it.
Like magic happens when you put Zak and Valiant Gramarye together, you know? Once they made a giant waterfall right there on the stage. And this giant trout swam up the giant waterfall.
Let me guess. There was a giant fisherman waiting for him at the top?
I wish I could have seen more of Daddy's magic.
Oh.
Shouldn't have brought it up so soon.
I wonder what'll happen to me with Daddy and Mommy both gone.
Oh, Mommy.
Oh boy.
Yeah. What about Mommy? I haven't heard anything about Trucy's mother.
But I have my magic and a great daddy, even if he is unemployed. You know, I think things are gonna be okay.
I wonder if she'll talk about her mother. The professional. So, Trucy, you're a professional?
Yes. It's like that thing they say. Baby frogs grow to be frogs.
They say that?
Sure.
I always thought it was funny though.
Right? I mean, what? That is true. There's nothing wrong about that. What was?
Aren't baby frogs called tadpoles? Maybe I thought it would be easier to understand that way for kids. How stupid.
Right. So, in conclusion, you're a professional magician, Trucy?
That's right. Well, let me see a trick.
You're gonna do a magic trick?
Please show me.
Actually, I would like to see your trick. The future of the agency depends on it, after all.
That's the spirit. You ready? Here goes. Ta-da!
Oh. Hey folks, it's Mr. Hat. I gotta say, it's good to be seen.
Yeah! Whoa! That was startling.
The amazing Mr. Hat. Isn't he great?
Your friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat at your service.
He certainly makes an impression.
Doesn't he? So glad you like him, Daddy.
Though my routines do get a bit heady at times. Get it? Heady?
The facepalm, the dad jokes. My friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat nearly gave me a heart attack. Amazing Mr. Hat added to the court record.
Trucy's favorite tricks, startlingly realistic.
I'm full of innuendos.
Yep.
Oh, trust me. If Josh were here, he'd be picking this apart.
Yes.
Could you tell me about your mommy, if it's okay?
Mommy was so pretty. She was like an angel of dating.
On stage? You mean with your daddy?
Yep. She was always there at Zak and Valiant. My. And she went away.
Oh.
Went away?
It was a grand delusion, but she made a mistake. She vanished, and I guess she didn't know how to get back.
Maybe so.
I cried then. A lot. That's when Daddy gave me that. Here.
Well, what is this?
Oh.
What?
Oh.
What the? Could it be?
This is your mother? She's beautiful.
Her name's Thalassa. Thalassa Gramarye.
Poor girl. I didn't know her mommy had gone missing. And now her daddy's vanished too, right before her eyes.
Hey, Daddy? You won't.
Don't worry. I won't vanish. I promise.
Right. You can't even do magic. A backup plan.
Thanks a lot, Trucy.
Daddy always said to have a backup plan.
I guess all I rate is a backup plan. Trucy's locket added to the court record.
Contains a photo of Trucy's mother, Thalassa.
I think that's probably enough for today. What was that, Breeze?
Sorry, fun fact. Thalasso in Greek means water.
Oh, lovely.
Okay.
That probably tracks with the waterfall and the fish trick. Sorry to ask you so much all at once like that.
It's okay. After all, we're family. I just hope you're ready. The Wright Talent Agency opens tomorrow.
What? But are we representing anyone?
Me and you.
What?
Out next too, Daddy.
I think you need more than that to make an agency. Besides, you may be a magician, but I'm no talent.
Oh, I'm sure there's something you're good at.
Well, when you put it that way,
You don't have any tricks? No old standbys? This will not do. A boy should always have a trick or two in his pocket.
phrasing.
Yep.
Okay. I'll think of something.
That's the spirit. See you bright and early tomorrow, Daddy.
Whoa. Welcome to the team, Daddy-O.
The team. Right. Sometimes when magicians vanish, they leave something behind. That's how Trucy became Trucy Wright, my daughter. To be honest, I was pretty lost those first few days. Thinking back on it, it was a pretty dark time in my life. But Trucy, happy, smiling Trucy, she was my light. Aww.
That's wholesome.
It is. Wholesome as fuck.
All right.
Yes, all right, where are we going next? We're going back to the defendant lobby.
That's right.
7 years ago, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Didn't think I'd be back here for a while. I didn't want to have to remember that day. Though I deeply regret having to declare a verdict in this way, this trial is over.
Your Honor,
Yes, Mr. Zak?
there is one thing I wish to make clear. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty.
What are you talking about?
I am talking about this. Whoa!
Mr. Enigmar! The defendant...
Go.
Go ahead, Carlos.
Oh yeah, sorry. The defendants escaped. Find him, quick!
Bailiff, close all exits from the building.
Cheeseburger.
On the double, he must not be allowed to escape.
Love the Mexican accent.
Please, he escaped. We have to rescue him.
Absolutely. When I came here on that fateful morning, I still had my badge. But now, like an amputated limb, I can still feel it itching. Where do I start? I don't even have the authority to investigate. Hey, you there, sir. Hey, you there, sir. Down on your hands, floor on your head. Now. What's the big idea? My ears. Now unauthorized personnel aren't allowed in here. But that would mean all unauthorized personnel are allowed. Doink! I just say it like it is, sir. It's usually wrong. Actually, Breeze, you want to get this guy? His name is Officer Mike Meekins, and he's kind of a wimp.
I know. I know this guy very well. I've played Rise from the Ashes.
All right, let's have a go at it.
I'm trying to get a voice into my head now. Let's see.
Thrown out of the precinct. Lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet.
We've met before, haven't we? On a case 2 years ago.
No recollection of that, sir.
Huh?
I mean, working out a case as I was in the present progressive tense, sir. There is no past. There is only sir.
Okay, you're the bailiff, right?
Yes, sir. I'm bailiff Mike Meekins at your service, sir.
I've asked to meet with the bailiff at this court who let the magician escape.
Let me try to make this as absolutely clear as possible for you, sir. It was me, sir.
But you were a regular police officer once, right?
Sometimes bad things happen to good people, sir.
Something tells me it's a long story. Let's not go there.
Yeah.
So, you were in charge of security at the time of the vanishing?
Over here. It's a hard knock life, sir. Thrown out of precinct, lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet.
Guess I wasn't the only victim. All right, let's talk to this guy, Meekins. Last time we met, you were a police officer, right? In fact, you're still wearing your uniform. Oh, wait a minute.
Sorry, I woke my mum up.
Yeah,
I have to be a little bit quieter.
it's okay.
Sir, I actually didn't have to tell you this. But last year, tragedy struck a rising star in the precinct. I lost my case files 4 times in 3 days. They fired me.
That takes real talent, actually. I don't know what they're missing.
So here I am. So, first to start from square and a lowly bailiff.
But your uniform.
I took it up as a souvenir the day I was fired.
That can't be legal. So, you were the one who let the magician get away that day?
I'm over here. The star rises among the court bailiffs full of hope, then tragedy strikes.
Is there anything you can tell me about it? About Zak Gramarye's disappearance?
Oh, the hero.
That's enough of that. Okay, the magician's disappearance.
Well, yes, I'd say it was around 2 p.m., but I heard a commotion and quit. I opened the door to see what might be amiss. The door slams open, slam, and some guy's face is right there in front of me. Face!
So, you saw someone suspicious coming your way?
Yes. And I, being a bailiff of little standing, I gave chase. The chase that Zeke had to have me down the hill, sir.
I have a diagram of the court building here.
Sorry, guys, I've been asked to stop. Mum was trying to sleep.
What did you say? Oh, okay.
I've been asked to stop. I was trying to sleep. Sorry.
No worries.
So, Meekin says... okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm just saying, like, my mum is trying to sleep. I've been asked to stop.
Oh, no, okay, great. Well, I'll take over from here.
If you
Sorry.
would you like me to take over?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Aha! There's courtroom number 7. That's where I was, sir. All by myself. Nary a friend to call my own.
Okay. And which way did Zak Gramarye run after bursting through the courtroom door?
He went up like this, and around the corner like that. So I, with no delay, ran after him with no delay. When I turned the corner, I saw that magic man run into the defendant lobby. Swiftly I ran. Following him, I threw myself boldly into the room. Why, I remember like it was right here, because it was lobby number 2, sir.
You ran into this room. I don't see any place to hide in here.
Believe it or not, sir, I didn't believe it. Here, in this room, the magician, gone, vanished like a puff of smoke. Except there wasn't even any smoke. He was just gone.
That is great. That's impossible.
Yes, that word. Oh, how many times have I said that word? Even the sound of it causes me indescribable pain. I'm dying. I'm dying over here.
Okay, I won't say it again. Promise. But you have to admit, it's difficult to vanish into thin air. Did you search the lobby?
I searched.
Why the pause?
Uh-oh.
There was nothing here at all, sir. That's right. Nothing was here, sir.
How can he talk so loud and still be hiding something?
Vanishing trick.
So Zak was in this room when he vanished. Okay, I have a message here. Okay, cool. Go back into voice channels. Perfect. So Zak was in his room when he vanished.
Absolutely, sir. I saw him with my own eye. Please. That red silk hat, a flowing cape. He ran right in here, right inside this room.
Silk hat, cape. That's Zak, all right.
But sir, look at the room. There's not a single place to hide. Sir, there was nothing I could do, but nothing, sir.
What about now? Have any ideas?
Sir! Ideas about what exactly, sir, if you don't mind me asking?
You've had quite a bit of time since then. Has nothing occurred to you at all? Do you have any idea what trick he might have used to disappear like that?
Uh-oh. Cyclops!
The chastity belt's back. Cyclops. I should have known. My Magatama, one of my most prized possessions, which I got during a certain case. It can show me the locks on people's hearts. And if I can unlock their hearts, they'll tell me their secrets. The Magatama starts it all, and the Magatama ends it.
Well, you know what time it is. Just activate that Magatama with that triangle button.
So, okay, ready?
Set. It's morphin' time.
Yeah.
Triceratops.
I didn't think we'd be doing that anytime soon. The disappearing trick. Okay, Mr. Meekins. What do you know? Spit it out.
Hey! What's with the atmosphere in here all of a sudden?
You know something, and I'm gonna find out what. Zak Gramarye vanished from this room. How did he do it?
How, sir? Well, sir, all I can say is Sir?
Why are you so nervous if you aren't hiding something?
Well, sir, you see, all the time, sir, I was here and... Listen, it's impossible! What could such a little girl possibly do anyway?
Watch it from here, Briz. Yeah, okay, sure. Not a problem.
What did you just say?
Wait a second now.
Heyo. Sir, did I just say something, sir?
No, you screamed it through that megaphone of yours. There was someone else in the room, wasn't there?
Sir, I'm going to have to invoke my right to remain in the state of not talking.
It's okay, Meekins. You don't have to tell me who Zak's accomplice was. I know who was here in this room that day. All
this guy.
together, everybody. Take that. Sir,
Sir, I never seen that girl until just the other day.
Circle. Mr. Meekins, I'm not buying it.
Sir. Sir, that day, she was here, in the room, sir. But he wasn't.
You mean you chased her? You chased her into this room, not him?
Sir, in my days as a police officer, literally days, learned a thing or two. Okay, just one thing, but it was how not to mistake a girl for a 7-foot-tall magician.
7 feet? Zak isn't that tall, is he? You have a point. I find it hard to imagine that anyone would mistake a little girl for Zak Gramarye. But you saw something, and therein lies the trick. I think you know what it was, Mr. Meekins. Tell me, does this trick look familiar?
I think it would have to be this trick right here.
What's that?
That girl's favorite trick, the amazing Mr. Hat. She uses it in her show down at the Wonder Bar. Have you been to the Wonder Bar?
So... It wasn't a walking dream, was it, sir?
Waking dream, but yeah.
Come again.
Sorry. That night on stage, I saw a vision. Except, it wasn't a vision. It was a hat. Amazing, Mr. Hat! He really exists!
Unlock successful.
Well, at least now we know how Zak got away.
Vanishing trick.
I remember it clearly, though the details are a little vague. Zak Gramarye exited the courtroom. I gave chase and cornered him in the corner room, sir. Zak Gramarye! Gramarye! Don't even think you can escape Meekins! Down on your hands! Floor on your head! Hello?
Something the matter, mister?
No, that is... Sir, I'm currently chasing a suspect, sir! Zak Gramarye! Do you know him?
Oh, Zak Gramarye. His magic is the best. I'm his biggest fan.
I see. That's why you're wearing that costume you're wearing. Anyway, that very same Zak came into this room.
But no one's been in here except me.
He has to be in here somewhere. Under the sofa, in the trash can, behind the painting, under the rug.
This is brilliant.
So, Trucy was his accomplice.
Imagine my astonished surprise when 1 week later, I just happened to walk into a bar and see him.
Mr. Hat.
I couldn't believe my own eyes. For a while, I thought it had been a long dream.
A dream that lasted a week?
Yeah?
But it wasn't the magician who disappeared. It was Mr. Hat.
The trick vanishes.
Though it seems complex, what really happened that day was quite simple. You were standing by the door, and out came Zak. But that wasn't all. Another person got in on the act, and she was standing in front of lobby number 2, along with Mr. Hat.
And that's the beauty of it, isn't it?
So, while you are standing in shock and amazement, the magician rounds the corner and most likely runs through the closest door into lobby number 1. This is where you come in. You turn the corner in rather lukewarm pursuit, and at that very moment, Trucy runs into lobby number 2. Then all she has to do is tuck away the amazing Mr. Hat.
Magic. Sir, I only lost sight of him for the briefest of moments. Then I saw that cape. Zak Gramarye's red cape, fluttering like cape. Astounding, sir. All my days of posing queries and making inquiries and chasing queries wasted. It was as if I could see them melting away like an ice cream cone left by the side of the road to die. Or the scattered remains of a measly eaten chocolate parfait.
Such sweet sorrows.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I had no idea how much you suffered on account of this case.
It's an honor, sir. I've apologized to people many, many times. Sometimes more than once. But this is the first time anyone's ever apologized to me!
Actually, about that girl, I'm sort of her guardian now.
Is that so? Sir, you should know that I harbor no ill feelings whatsoever in my harbor.
Okay.
I let the defendant escape. That's the stone cold truth. Just another step on my way from singing the blues to wearing the blues. Someday, sir, I'll be standing side by side with the great Detective Guamshu.
Mr. Meekins, this is a free ticket to the show at the Wonder Bar. If you want...
It's an honor, sir. Sir, I can't count the number of things I have taken from me, sir. But no one's ever given me anything for free! Right. I'll see you in court next time then, sir.
I look forward to it.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
got caught up in a moment.
Yeah, listen, it's great. All eyes were on Zak Gramarye that day in court until his mysterious disappearance. Now part of the mystery's been revealed, but the magician remained out of sight. It would be 7 years before I met him again.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
It's
Well,
funny, he sounds like
Yes.
he was playing. It's funny because he was playing him like Mr. Meekies from
Meekins.
Rick and Morty.
Oh, Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Meeseeks.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's how you sounded.
Hi,
the
Mr.
entire time.
Meeseeks, look at me.
Right, and his name is Mr. Meekins.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Oh, man.
Present day,
Was
Horse
it-
Bowl Club.
Wasn't intentional.
Yeah, no, I
Not at
think
all.
that's great. I think that's tremendous.
Awesome. Almost perfect. Oh boy. I'll be taking my leave now. I still have some work to do back at the office.
And I guess I'll go back to my piano.
To be honest, it's better when you aren't playing. This fidget culinary dungeon almost feels comfortable. Later then. Gonna not keep an eye on this bastard.
2 hours left on my shift. Wonder if we'll get any customers tonight.
Do you know who I am?
Who I am? No. But if you can hum it, I can play it. Just kidding. I don't do requests.
How about a different sort of request? You see, I play cards.
Oh.
When his business is finished, I shall send him home. His competition will be between us, no others.
Well, the Wright Talent Agency represents 2 artists, and I'm number 2. I play piano. Well, sort of. It's actually just a front from my real talent, which is playing poker. We're back to the first case. Don't ask me how I got started. I don't remember. But I'm good. Real good. It didn't take long for the rumors to get around. Go to the Borscht Bowl Club if you want a real game. That guy's never lost. People don't come to hear me tickle the ivory. They come to watch me play cards.
To 2 full houses, maybe?
Is this a seedy poker club? No, it's a restaurant. We don't play for high stakes. There's no money involved. But real players carry cash, and they're always thirsty. It's a handy source of income for the club owner. Then let's compete. I'll take you to the room.
The hideout, yes. But before we go,
Yes?
allow me to introduce myself. My name is Shady Smith.
Oh, the victim in the first case.
Right.
And I'm Brushel. Spark Brushel, news reporter. Oh, I'm...
No, Phoenix Wright.
Huh?
You must always look a man in the eye when you make your introductions. You still do not know who I am?
Have we met?
Ah! Oh boy. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty.
Breeze has no sound. Ugh, that's odd. What are you talking about?
I am talking about this.
Mr. Enigmar!
The defendant's escape. Find him quick.
Bailiff, close all exits from the building.
Cheeseburger.
On the double, he must not... on the double, he must not be allowed to escape.
Everything's working on my end.
Yay, Breeze. You can't be. But you're Zak Gramarye? What? What? Holy smokes.
Folks, we done smooched the express train.
Yep, hard.
Yes, the reincarnation act of the century. Pity I have only an audience of one. You.
Zak Gramarye? This must be a bad dream. Catch us next week. Hey, Josh just entered the chat.
Josh Dickerson, ladies and gentlemen.
Get them panties, boys.
Here come the innuendos.
Yep, just long enough to say. In a sense, this guy ruined my life.
You there. Will be 7. I caused you much inconvenience, I fear.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. Yeah, you could say that.
Is she well? Truthfully, I mean.
She's fine. I've got her working already. Hope you don't mind.
I need hardly express my gratitude, but you have it. This is why I have come. That, and to settle a matter of cards.
By which you mean poker? Those eyes. He's serious.
I despise losing above all else, and so I decided that I will win tonight, no matter what it takes.
I know this guy's type, and they're dangerous. Everything's about the competition. All else is secondary.
Perhaps we should take this time to talk before we play. I know you have much to ask me, and you.
Well, let's talk to him. The meaning of competition. We competed that day 7 years ago, too.
Yes, you must have been surprised. Called to the detention center out of the blue.
2.
1.
Showdown time.
I lost.
It's only a game of poker.
Game I played for a long time and only lost twice.
Who was the first?
The man I killed, of course.
What?
Huh?
You chose your defense attorneys by playing poker.
Some are hired, others fired. When you compete...
Oh boy, we have dropped frames. 33% over the last 2 minutes.
Now they're back up, but they're pretty low.
Man, hang on.
Boy, I better...
Okay, well, I mean, it's showing, I guess. I mean, I can see it on the... Here, let me.
Let's at the meantime react to these things.
All right. Sorry about that, folks. Okay.
Hey, we're
looks like
back. We're back on for a bit.
And she sent.
It's all good.
Oh, Madison, thanks for liking the
Thanks for
stream.
liking the stream. and she sends me signals.
Daddy, he's got a good hand. You might have a chance if you act quick. You better call it soon.
Can you tell me what her power is?
Judging a person's thoughts by reading their reactions is a staple of performance magic. But those of Trucy's line possesses far greater skill.
Her line?
Recall, you were the second man to whom I've lost.
Magnified Gramarye.
That was the first time I learned of this power, as you call it.
Wait, so you're saying her power is genetic? It's just in the Gramarye blood or something?
Blood. Uh-oh, Cyclops!
Oh, there's 3 of them.
I am sorry, but it is not something told lightly to outsiders. And it is nothing you need to know at this time.
Some kind of Gramarye secret then. Fine. About Trucy.
She's 15 this year.
She's still trying her best to follow in your footsteps, you know.
I see. When I planned my disappearing act, it was the thought of her alone that gave me pause. Drop frames.
More of them. Wait, you were planning on vanishing from the get-go?
Yes, and for that, I must apologize. However, I could not be found guilty that day because of this.
This?
A transferal of rights. You see the signature?
A transferal? That's Magnified Gramarye's signature, isn't it? I hereby give all rights to the secret staging and performance of my magic to the recipient.
Recipient Zak.
Here, let me close my browsers. That might help.
How could I?
How could I forget? That scrap of paper lost me my attorney's badge.
This is the real page that was torn from the book. Magnified gave it to me that night.
You could have told me this earlier. Like 7 years earlier.
Once again, I must apologize. It was all I could do to prepare for my escape from that courtroom. A transfer of rights. The greatest of Magnified Gramarye's illusions are through art. As such, they are well protected by this document. Only its bearer may perform his illusions on stage.
Sounds like a pretty important thing to have if you're his disciple.
As the rightful heir to his art, I too want the rightful heir.
Rightful?
I'm sure you know who I chose as my successor.
Trucy. Your daughter.
That is why I have risked all to come here tonight. Russell.
Sir! Here you go. What's this?
A letter passing the rights I have inherited to Trucy.
Oh, that's why she can't open it until the time is right.
Right.
Oh boy.
I would have you sign here as a witness.
But I'm not a lawyer anymore. And you need a public notary besides. I may not look it, but I'm a certified notary. You are? By day, I wear notary's glasses and hunt for news. Also by day, I wear reporter's proof glasses and notarize. When I take off the glasses, I can't see very well. Jesus.
Your signature, please. This is the first reason I have come here tonight.
Transfer of rights added to the court record.
Document transferring the right to perform the Gramarye repertoire to daughter Trucy.
I finally figured it out. Now I know why you've come out of hiding only now. It's been 7 years, you said.
Precisely. 7 years.
Boy. There's a law that covers your situation. After 7 years, missing persons are considered to be legally deceased. So if someone was to vanish from the face of the earth 7 years ago, they would lose all rights as a living person after 7 years from that day. Not to mention all their possessions.
Exactly. Which is why I am here. I risk showing my face in public for the sake of this document, before my 7 years are up. You might say I am securing my daughter's inheritance.
But do you really need this document? Wouldn't Trucy inherit your estate automatically?
Not in this case, I am afraid.
This case?
Yes, I received the performance rights for Magnified Gramaryes. However, this was done in secret without witnesses. Thank you for following Dark Blue Frog.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Yeah, Dark Blue Frog following the stream. Thanks a bunch.
Before Magnified
died, 2 potential successors to his repertoire were named. Myself, Zak Gramarye, and Valiant Gramarye. Not Trucy.
I see. So you do need this document.
I have no blusher since before he vanished. He is a man I trust. Now, only three know of my rebirth.
I took the liberty of looking into Trucy's background and found you had no other close kin.
It is as you say.
Okay. I was kind of hoping he'd say something about the mother at this point. I know everyone else, but Trucy's mother is a mystery.
Indeed. So,
All right,
what story
hold on.
tell us?
Well, first of all, I want to present something. real
Yeah,
quick. So, well, hold on.
go back and
Let me present the diary and see if he punches him in the face. Mr. Zak, could you tell me about this?
Mr. Wright. We meet for the first time in 7 years, and you offer to be this? Please.
Hello, sorry for bothering you. Never mind, sir.
That's a trap.
Yeah, well, we know what to do with the traps. we know what to do with the traps and the... Oops. Let's see. How can I delete this message? Let's just
Ignore it.
It wasn't a present. This guy's a hard sell. Probably won't get a rise out of him unless I show him something real interesting. This one.
Yeah.
This person in the photo is Trucy's mother.
How did you come by this?
Trucy showed it to me. She said her mother was gone.
Then it is so.
Huh?
She is gone. What more is there to say?
Lots? I know. Whoa, you're still here? According to my in-depth research, Trucy's mother Magnified Gramarye's only daughter. End quote. What? Magnified's daughter? Is that true, Mr. Zak?
Blusher, you say too much.
Why am I the bad guy? Why? Zak decked him.
In any case, Mr. Wright, this discussion is over.
Talassa Gramarye. She's the most mysterious of the whole lot. I need to gather me some more evidence. I need to gather some more evidence, clearly.
Well, the prelude may have been longer than the main attraction. Shall we begin our game? My final competition? Yay,
Final.
it works again!
Yay, I know we had a little issue. Final? Why?
As you said, I have come out of hiding today to make this document legally binding. Once that is done, I shall sleep once more on the ground.
Without seeing your daughter?
It would be best if I did not. 7 years ago, we played. 7 years ago, I lost. I already lost to Magnify. I do not care to lose to another. And I have heard that you never lose.
It's just a rumor.
Yes, for it is impossible to never lose, unless one has an ace up one's sleeve. As a magician, it causes me no end of irritation to think a mere lawyer might be out there pulling the wool over so many eyes.
Hey, I just signed your document for you. Maybe you could try lightening up?
That was that. This is this. For my final competition, I will destroy your perfect record, Phoenix Wright. This will be my final performance. You are warned.
If you only knew how true his words really rang. This guy is beyond serious. So much for a fun evening of cards.
Brushel, you may leave.
But it's your last game. I mean, what a scoop.
I punch and I punch, but still it is not enough.
I just remembered a future prior engagement. Totals, gentlemen. Oh, a nice meeting you, Piano Man. Whee! He got the fuck out of there.
Then let us begin. Dealer,
Да,
you'll be witness to our competition.
да. It is an honor for me.
Huh? Why haven't I seen her around here before?
That reminds me. I saw a familiar face as I entered this restaurant. He did not seem to notice me, however.
Huh?
Gavin, I believe was his name. Ooh.
You know him?
Uh-oh. After the fashion. Listen, Phoenix Wright. One can learn much from a true competition. Remember this.
The Gramaryes power. I was close to understanding it, but I needed more. And I knew where to get it. Trucy's mother. I'd need to meet that reporter again, that was clear. And one other thing. From the moment my final competition with Zak began that night, a name was running through my head. The name of a man now in prison. A name Zak Gramarye knew. But how? And why?
I think I know where to go next, but Story can tell us for sure. Solitary Cell 13, unlocked. And that is where we'll be going.
Present day, Central Prison, Solitary Cell, number 13. Well, holy smokes.
Well. Isn't this an unexpected surprise? What errand brings you down to my clamped confines?
Gavin.
Is this your ideal revenge, Phoenix Wright? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago?
My past is like my logic, straight and true. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction.
Bjorn, I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete, right? You look well, Phoenix Wright. Oh boy. Okay, now it's back again.
Man's sakes. Alright.
Shady Smith was man.
Did you know who he really was?
Who he was?
Zak Gramarye. You know, the defendant.
I remember him, bien sûr. But you say Smith was Zak. Impossible.
Don't even try to tell me it was a coincidence.
What did I just say? Life is full of surprises, don't you think?
After that trial, you were arrested and found guilty. But your motive was never made clear. A mistake I planned to remedy.
You're not an attorney anymore, Phoenix Wright. What possible conclusion do you think this investigation of yours can lead to? I killed a man named Smith with a bottle because I am an evil human being. Isn't that enough?
Not gonna fly, pal. Not for me, it isn't. I need to know why you did it, Gavin.
7-year-old case.
You recall that case 7 years ago?
Ah, oui. The trial where Zak Gramarye pulled the famous vanishing act. Mon frère won his fair share of praise and adoration for that trial, as I recall. Genius prosecutor reveals crooked attorney, was it?
That was when I met you, wasn't it?
Was it now?
The Bar Association Review Board voted unanimously for the strictest punishment. Unanimous, save for one dissenting opinion. yours.
It was my brother who was responsible for putting you in that position, after all.
For 7 years, we've been friends. And yet, I still don't understand you.
But right, your friendship toward me was never pure. You suspected me then, as you still do now, don't you?
Honestly, right now, I'm not sure what I think.
Reason for murder.
Yeah, let's get to it. You didn't just brain a guy with a juice bottle for no reason. Tell me why you did it.
Persistent, aren't you?
I came here because I remembered something. The night of our game, Zak Gramarye mentioned your name, Gavin.
Ah, that reminds me. I saw a familiar face as I entered this restaurant. He did not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe, was his name.
After that, he was killed, and I asked you to help me. Because I remembered your kindness back when everyone had turned on me. I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him. Hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. I have to know. Why did you kill Shady Smith? No, Zak Gramarye.
Uh-oh, Cyclops!
Of course he's not going to spill the beans. Whoa.
What the?
Boy.
Whoa.
Oh boy.
I've never seen Cyclops like these. Dark, cold, full of despair. Can I even unlock these things?
Probably not. Something wrong, right?
No, it's nothing.
You shouldn't push yourself so hard. Life is to be taken easy, you know.
He's doing his nails.
Okay, so
What does
investigate.
story tell us?
We're gonna examine that nail polish bottle.
Yeah.
You're thinking that self-respecting man would use nail polish.
Not really. I know appearances are a big thing with you.
You know what I say. One cannot live a beautiful life without beautiful nails. First rate, you know, things, except nothing less.
That certainly does look like first-rate nail polish. I like the sparkly bottle.
It's crystal. If you're so drawn into it, please, have fun. It's on me.
Nail polish slipped into pocket.
Found a crystal Gavin sell. The nail polish is colorless.
I bet you it's laced with poison.
Oh boy.
So that's what that was. It was a bottle of nail polish. There's a note. There's an envelope here. The yellow envelope. That envelope's been bothering me since I came in here.
It's not nice to pick at other people's mail.
You get mail here in jail?
That I do. So they read it first, apparently. Still, I am allowed the pleasure of correspondence. Packages and the like are a different matter, however.
Looks like sneaking a peek is out of the question.
Well, you gotta get out of there then, looks like. Or what is story telling you?
Yep. End inquiry.
You are gonna need that, though, I will tell you.
Yeah, that... So now we're going back to Drew's studio in the past.
We're gonna get to the nitty-gritty on this, folks.
7 years ago, Drew's studio.
Or at least I think. I figured you'd come here sooner or later.
This crazy bastard. I decided on sooner. Drew Misham, was it?
I haven't done anything illegal.
And I didn't come here to whine about past events. I wanted to ask you some questions.
I suppose you have that right. That day, the entire court descended into chaos. Only you stood still, your eyes calmly watching. I admit, it made quite an impression on me.
I'm used to finding myself in outrageous situations.
Phoenix Wright, was it? I'll answer what I can.
I'm not sure, but feels like I'm being watched intensely.
Oh boy.
Uh,
What's this? It's
Vera.
this is my daughter, Vera. Say hello. Nothing.
And she's gone. She's gone.
Shall we begin then?
Huh? Just goodbye.
Mr. Misham.
Mr. Bishop. Judging from this place, you're a painter?
Not sadly a profitable one. I've never sold a painting. It's a source of considerable embarrassment. I would be able to get by were it only me.
Your daughter?
Her mother grew weary of me and left. I don't want her to grow up needy, Mr. Wright. That is why I began my other occupation.
Forgeries.
The forgeries. Don't look at me with those eyes. I know what it is that I do. More than half of the paintings they bring me are stolen. And who knows what my copies are used for.
But some of your works aren't paintings, correct?
You may not believe me when I tell you this, but that was my first work outside of painting.
What?
To think it would be used as evidence in a murder trial, I never even imagined the possibility.
Then why did you take the job?
I was well paid, very well paid.
I think he feels worse about it than I do. The past is hard to escape.
Honestly, the sooner I can put this behind me, the better. With apologies to you, of course.
Sorry, it's not gonna quite be so easy. He's trying to forget what he made. Looks like I'll have to remind him.
Show him that fake document.
Yep.
This bastard right here.
Your work. Don't try to pretend you've forgotten. Sure, all you did was make a copy. But that copy might have destroyed the life of an innocent man. I'm responsible too, which is why I have to know. And you have to tell me.
I knew it would be difficult to escape this.
Then let's talk.
All right, talk to this bastard. See what he has to say. Magnify his diary.
Well then, ready to tell me about this work you did?
It was unlike anything I had attempted before.
Guess it would be a little different from paintings.
That is not what I mean. In all my previous work, it sufficed to create a copy.
This wasn't a copy?
The client gave me two things that day. The first was a sample page as reference. The second, a printed document I can only surmise was written up by my client.
So you used the real writing as a reference to reproduce what the client wrote?
Yes, as I said, it was my first job of that nature.
So, who was your client?
As I said in court, I do not know.
Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I'd want to know as much as I could about the requester.
I never met them. Not personally,
Oh,
Cyclops!
A Cyclops, of course. Seems like you're still it seems like you're still hiding something. Something about this work.
Okay, what does story tell us? It's morphin' time!
It's morphin' time, baby.
Pterodactyl! Sorry.
Tyrannosaurus!
You're hiding something.
Let's hear it then. What are you hiding from me, Mr. Misham?
I'm sorry, but I really don't know. I never met the client. What is it? What does it start streaming again, or what's this all about?
I mean, yeah, I guess it popped up again.
Okay.
True. When I asked the client's name, there were no Cyclops in sight. Regardless, you're hiding something. You have to be, otherwise it wouldn't make any sense.
Why are you doing this to me?
Well, I've made my stand. No backing down now. So what's Misham hiding?
The forger.
I can pretty much piece together what it is from what you've said.
Well, what is it then?
Let me see. That was 11 minutes ago. Okay. You told me what you knew about the client, and I couldn't see any Cyclops.
Cyclops? Is that some sort of asylum security? Or a new hairstyle, perhaps?
But then they did show up, didn't they? Who was your client?
As I said in court, I do not know.
Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I'd want to know as much as I could about the requester.
I never met them. Not personally.
Not personally. Those words triggered the psych lock.
Again with the psycho locks. Now he really must know what they are.
So you didn't meet with the client, but someone else did. Maybe the real forger behind this evidence.
Perhaps I'm hung up on this lock business. But I'm afraid you've lost me.
Yeah, well, I didn't come here to talk about psych locks. As long as I come to the right conclusion, it doesn't matter how I got there. And
your conclusion is?
The real forger behind this wasn't you, Mr. Misham.
Puppycock! I don't know what you're talking about. That's my work, I tell you. Made here in my studio. Who else could it have been but me?
Well, there's only 2 people here, right? That's the real question, isn't it? If the forger wasn't you, then I don't have many other people to choose from. The real forger at Drew's studio is... You're all together, everybody. Take that. The real forger is your daughter, Vera Misham, isn't it?
Ridiculous! My daughter's only 12 years old, Mr. Wright. I've always been more one for landscapes, not surrealism.
Nice comeback, but you're shaking in your boots. I got you now. The only 2 people with access to this studio are you and your daughter. The Cyclops tell me you're not the forger, which makes your daughter the only possibility.
I feel very much on the verge of going psycholock myself. Unlock successful. Magpie's diary. I don't know how you knew, but you're right. The one who made this page was my daughter, Vera, not I. She's only 12. A genius, you might call her.
A precocious little girl outshining her father. There's been a lot of that going around recently.
I let her play in the studio, and she watched me. She taught herself in that way. The drafting tools and analytical devices I bought when they became necessary. They're my little girl's playthings now.
Ah, do I detect a bit of fatherly pride?
Oh boy.
So, Vera was the one who made this page. Would she know who the client was then?
Actually, the client came once. Here, to this studio.
What? Why didn't you say so sooner?
But their face was covered and they did not want to talk to me.
So, they talked to your daughter?
I will speak only with the artist, the client told me.
Then that little girl is the key to our mystery client's true identity.
Your daughter.
Okay, what do I do now? Maybe I should talk to her father a bit more. Or is it time to turn my attention to Vera?
I'd say talk
to Vera.
I'm gonna talk to Vera.
Mr. Misham, I have a request.
Let me guess. You'd like to speak with my daughter.
Can I?
My daughter has never been one to talk to strangers. She's quite shy, extremely so, actually, with only one exception.
Which was?
Oddly enough, it was that client.
Huh!
I left the studio while they talked. I returned when they had finished, and she was laughing. It was the first time I'd seen anything of the sort.
Please, let me speak with her.
All right. I think that's where Madison comes in.
Okay, Madison, here we go. Uh-oh. This could be tough. Let's talk. Vera. Vera, was it? Would you like to have a friendly chat? I'm Phoenix Wright, ex-lawyer and pianist. I'm still looking for the keys that say do, re, mi. Can't find them anywhere. I'm no good at this. I need something to get her through to this girl.
Maybe that stamp.
There's a stamp I have?
Yeah.
Not this one.
Well, what does the story tell us?
Well, let's keep talking to her, because there's the forgeries. Vera, was it? Would you like to have a friendly chat? I'm Phoenix Wright, ex-lawyer and pianist. I'm still looking for the keys that say do, re, mi. Can't find them anywhere. I'm no good at this. I need something to get through to this girl.
I think I'm gonna investigate something. So
Yeah.
examine. What's on a table? Oh,
Maybe I'll just sidle on over here for a closer look.
Nail polish.
well, not like that.
No.
That's a pretty bottle.
Don't touch that, please. I'll get in trouble.
Huh?
It belongs to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere so you can see it. She looks at it often.
Uh-oh. Hang on a second. I've seen that bottle before. There's a light pink fluid inside. Nail polish, I'm guessing. That's an awfully small frame. What's that inside it, a stamp?
Please don't touch that. I'll get in trouble.
Huh?
That stamp belongs to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere she can see it. Yeah.
That's Zak and Valent. The Gramaryes, isn't it?
The post office issued that commemorative stamp last year when the Gramaryes were at the height of their popularity.
Not anymore. Now that one of them has vanished off the face of the earth.
Well, I think now's a good time to... Vera went to see one of their shows when she was quite small. She's been a dedicated fan ever since. She watched them every time they came on TV, until the end.
I see.
That's important. That stamp's quite hard to come by, I hear. I still wonder how she got her hands on it.
Commemorative stamp added to the court record.
Remember the stamp showing the true Gramarye? I think that, yeah, that's what
That's our gimmick then.
Yeah, show it to her. Percent? Yeah, of course.
And then there's this.
My stamp?
Hey, she spoke. She can talk. Yeah, so this stamp, how can I keep her talking?
Great
Magicians, aren't they? Isn't Troop Gramarye amazing? Yes?
Oh.
I especially like those two, Zak and Valent. I mean, they're just so magical.
Aren't they? Aren't they?
Yeah, whenever I go to one of their shows, I'm like, whoa, magic, you know?
Me too. Me too. I love them. They're so cool. It's like magic. Yeah?
All right, she's talking. Not saying much, but it's a start.
And when I saw them with Father the other day, the opening ceremony at the Gramaryes Museum of Magic.
The Gramaryes Museum? They have one of those? I guess it makes sense now that they have their own commemorative stamp. So, have you been to one of their shows?
Just once, when I was little, with Father. The Gramaryes on stage, it was like a dream. Disappointing, disappearing, reappearing, cutting apart, putting back together. They do it all.
Yeah. Maybe you can keep telling me stuff like this. You know, about Zak and Valent, maybe.
Oh, sure.
All right, better get asking before she changes her mind.
All right, let's talk to her then.
Let's talk the Troop Gramarye stamp.
They're the best in the world.
Huh? Oh, you mean Troop Gramarye? Of course.
Father gave it to me.
Your father. But I asked him about it. He didn't know how you got it.
I guess I just took it. Yeah.
Took it?
Father got a letter from that person.
That person? You mean that letter was from the client?
Oh, we talked about the Gramaryes forever that day. I'm sure that's why I sent that stamp. I didn't want to just send it back, so I took it.
They're a sneaky one, this client. So they were trying to get on her good side. Remember the stamp updated in the court record sent from the real client.
Well, what story you want to tell? Okay.
I don't go outside much. I like to paint here.
Why don't you like the outside?
There's bad people out there.
Well, true, but there are lots of good people, too.
Actually, I should tell you, she was almost kidnapped once.
What?
Whoa.
Okay.
Kidnapped?
Since then, she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house.
I see. Wait, but that doesn't make sense. She said she went to the Gramaryes Museum. With you, in fact.
Oh, yes. Actually, she was quite insistent on it, much to my surprise. That was the first and last time she expressed such a desire to me.
That person gave me a good luck charm
Remember that.
A good luck charm?
for when I absolutely have to go outside.
Yes, apparently she received something. A gift. From that client, actually. She won't tell me what it was.
Huh?
Father, I told you to keep that secret.
From that client, huh? This I have to hear about.
Forgeries.
So, your father tells me you're good at painting all sorts of things.
I really like painting. A lot. Father is always very happy when I paint them exactly the same.
So, you did this too?
Oh, yes. That was my first job.
Your first?
All I used to do was paint the same thing I saw. But this is totally different. The pen slips in the way the writer held the pen and the pressure on the nib. I had to use a microscope and analyze it on the computer.
She seems happy. Odd. Her work was the last nail in the Gramaryes coffin. I guess no one told her.
The client.
So, you met the person that asked you to do this job? And you talked with them? What's this about a good luck charm you received?
I can't talk about it.
Huh?
If I do, it won't work anymore. That's what I was told.
Yeah, but I really, really have to know.
Uh-oh, Cyclops!
Right. Time to do some psych unlocking.
You heard the man. It's Morphin time!
It's morphin' time, baby. Saber-tooth tiger! Mastodon! The client. You seem to trust this client. Quite a lot, in fact. Because they gave you this stamp.
No, that's not why. They listened to me, to my problem.
The problem that keeps her inside all the time.
Don't go outside if you don't want to. That's what they told me. But when I absolutely have to go out, all I have to do was use a good luck charm.
A good luck charm that your client gave you. I think I know what your client might have given you, actually. Is this your good luck charm?
That nail polish.
This was what they gave you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The same bottles over there on your desk. Your good luck charm, right?
I heard once cosmetics were thought to ward off evil.
Once thought to, okay.
This is a magic bottle. It has the power.
Ah, of course it does. I'll just refrain from commenting any more on that one. I think I know who gave you that bottle, actually.
Uh-oh.
The one who asked you to do this job.
Oh, boy.
Was this the client?
Well, I think I know who that is. Remember?
Now,
Right there.
Bam! Christoph Gavin,
Gavin.
it was you!
this man is a friend of mine. Know him?
Mm,
His name is Christoph Gavin. He's a lawyer, actually.
I promised. I promised not to tell.
Unlock successful.
Oh, what a bastard.
All right. Let's hear it. The client.
I'm sorry. I can't talk about it. The client. I promised. And if I break my promise, the spell won't work.
I don't need a name anymore. I've got my answer. You're pretty confident in this charm, then?
I think they might be the devil.
Ooh, remember that?
Huh?
Remember that name?
Or maybe an angel.
What do you mean?
I saw it. Or I think I saw it when they gave me this. I saw the devil's face.
Ooh.
Are you saying the client's face looked like the devil's?
No, the client was gentle, with a gentle smile.
So, where'd you see this devil then?
It was so quick. I don't remember well. But that's when I knew that person wasn't like other people. That's why I believe in my good luck charm.
I'm not sure what this devil she saw was, but it's pretty clear that Christoph Gavin has her charmed. Well, I think that's all. I'll be leaving now.
I'm sorry for what happened.
If you want to apologize, try my client, Zak Gramarye.
Did I do something bad?
What makes you think that?
Your eyes, they're sad. Very sad.
I'll put on my smile next time I come. Promise.
I think there's a message on voice acting candidates here.
I hope to see you smile then too, Vera. I thought I read it already. Oh, that was at 9:19, so that was an hour.
That's fine. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Back to this.
Yeah, okay. Here we go.
Sorry. I hope to see you smile then too, Vera.
Oh, okay.
Take care. Thinking back on my first encounter with the young forger, I witnessed something of vital importance that day. Of course, by the time I realized it, it was already too late.
Oh boy. Okay, so
Oh,
where
boy.
next?
So it's either the Okay, so we
Might be either the
make the
detention
detention
center
center.
or yeah. Time to figure out what Valent's up to, or whatever the case may be. 7 years ago.
Detention center. Visitor's room. Go ahead.
Carlos?
Go ahead, Keyblade.
Gotcha. What strange sight do my eyes behold?
Excuse me?
Two men on either side of a single transparent pane. Yet it seems fickle fate have switched sides, so to speak. The forger of fakes walks freely, while the innocent languishes with these plexiglass confines.
There's been no proof that I forged anything.
Nor proof that I took the life of my dear mentor. Yet, these chains cannot hold me for long. The sage awaits. And what, may I ask, awaits you?
A little piano and a cold little hole in the wall.
But since you are here, what shall we discuss?
The shooting of magnified Gramarye, for one. Who pulled that trigger? Valent or his partner Zak? His partner vanished before the answer could be found. If I'm gonna get any closer to the truth, this is the place to start.
All right, let's talk to
Talk
this
to
guy.
him. Fateful trial.
I have to hand it to my partner. He knows how to make an exit. That's talent.
Yes, he made my attorney's badge disappear and he never even touched it.
Glory spotlights always leave someone weeping in the shadows. Yet his very disappearance is itself a revelation.
Revealing what?
Zak Gramarye killed Magnifi. It's as good as a signed confession.
That's certainly been public opinion's take on it.
I grow tired of my cage, and the time of my release is near. I must go and prepare.
Planning on jumping back into the magic right away?
As long as an audience waits with bated breath, there will be Valent. And also,
Yes?
now that my partner has disappeared, Magnify's repertoire is mine. Valiant Gramarye has a tradition to uphold.
Is that true?
Seen in this light, the trial was quite good to me. Verdict or no. And you can't pay for that kind of publicity.
Blackmail. Huh. The suspicion on you hasn't lifted entirely, Valiant. After all, you received one of those letters too. You were just as obligated to follow Magnify's instructions as your partner. To my beloved student, Zak.
Though I was, but only Zak Gramarye followed them. Let us not speak any more of who shot what. Now that my partner has vanished, the question is moot.
I'm more interested in learning something else, actually.
What might that be?
I want to know what Magnify had up his sleeve. How could he coerce you and your partner to kill him?
The trick up his sleeve? Perhaps you do not know.
Know what?
A great magician never reveals his secrets. Duh.
Uh-oh. Cyclops!
Well, there you go. I didn't think it'd be that easy.
The audience must remain forever in the audience, bathing in the reflective glow of the spotlight.
All right, so what's
right.
story mode telling us?
It's morphin' time.
Misty, you still with us?
Yep, she is.
Okay, just checking.
Indeed.
Yep, thanks.
The trick up his sleeve. I'm flying by the seat of my pants on this one. There must be a path leading from the evidence to the truth, and that's what I'm gonna find. To ask someone to take a life, even one not long for this world, that's asking someone to commit murder.
Yes, our mentor was fond of dramatic moves and dramatic finales.
And he got his wish. His life was taken. What weakness could be so powerful as to coerce someone into committing murder? My guess it was a matter of life. Or death.
Care to explain?
Your troupe lived in a world of showmanship. The flashier, the better. And flashy so often means danger, doesn't it?
Let us make this as painless as possible. If you have proof of this danger, then show it.
It's probably the gun. Take that.
Why, that's one of ours.
Specially designed for your show, I gather. A single bullet. One shot.
What are you suggesting? We are magicians, Mr. Wright, not murderers.
I'm not crying murder, Mr. Valiant. I'm crying something far more tragic. An accident.
Zak and Valent's quick draw shoot 'em. How long has it been since those shots were last heard?
Was the shoot 'em canceled because someone might get hurt?
Of course. What other reason could there be?
Perhaps someone did get hurt. Well, it could have been canceled because someone has already been hurt.
Fascinating, my Faustian forging friend. Tell me, what can you prove with a single pistol?
Well, tell me what would have happened if there had been an accident. What if one of your bullets took a life on stage?
The performance of magic is not concerned with what-ifs. It is concerned with precision. Precisely whom do you claim we shot?
Looks like I've chosen the right path. Let's just hope he walks it with me. A life was sacrificed so that the show might go on. And this shows who it was. The pendant.
But that's...
Zak Gramarye's wife. And Trucy's mother. Thalassa, I believe was her name.
Alakag! But how can you say this? How can you say she was struck by one of our bullets?
Still in denial mode, eh? Thalassa was at the greatest risk of being shot. And this clearly shows just how much danger she was in. The transfer of rights. No, the commemorative stamp. But how? Troop Gramaryes performances were very, very popular. So popular they even made a commemorative stamp at the height of your fame.
We were not merely the latest craze. We were an age. A golden age.
It's all here on this. It's all here on this stamp. There's Thalassa. Yes. Trucy's mother is missing, I hear. What happened to her?
I don't know.
Oh, he's lying his ass off there. Part of his memory still locked up.
There is one thing you're failing to address.
What's that?
As you say, our troop was a world unto itself. If our leader Magnify was so inclined, he could hide anything he wished with ease. But, Mr. Wright, then he would have hid a crime, making him an accomplice. Not a great foundation for blackmail.
Valent's got a point. If one of the troop members died in an accident and Magnify covered it up, his innocence would come into question.
Found the right address, Mr. Wright?
So close! There has to be something! About how Thalassa's death could affect Zak and Valent's relationship with Magnify.
I see in your eyes. You still have something to say. How can you possibly prove more than you already have?
I'll prove why Thalassa's accident tied your hands so completely. With a person. It's gonna take a little knowledge of the players to crack this one. The accidental death of Zak's wife tied both your hands. And this information proves why Magnify held so much power over you. Drew Misham. No. It wasn't a question of who shot Thalassa. Thalassa herself was the problem.
What? What do you mean?
She was Zak Gramarye's wife, Trucy's mother, and Magnify Gramarye's only daughter. There was a terrible accident, and the two of you killed your mentor's only daughter. If that wasn't the key to Magnify's power over you, I don't know what was.
It was an accident.
Unlock successful.
Why do the bunnies have red eyes?
Oh boy.
Anyway,
Blackmail.
There's no proof. None at all.
but Thalassa went missing, and your mentor blackmailed both of his disciples. It doesn't take a genius to put one and one together.
Ours was complex family.
You mean Troop Gramarye?
The master, Magnify Gramarye, his only daughter, and his 2 disciples.
That does sound like a recipe for disaster, doesn't it?
Do not be tempted into faulty flights of fancy. Yes, there was an accident, but that is all it was, an accident. Zak and Valence toward the force. The guns blaze, the bullets fly, straight toward that beautiful body on stage. Hey, that rhymes. And then crash, zing, pow, into everything but her. Now that is magic. It happened one day when we were practicing. Same trick, with a new twist. And tragedy.
Man.
But as for whose bullets stole Thalassa's life, we shall never know the answer. Thalassa disappeared from our lives, and Zak was bereft of his wife. Trucy lost her mother, and Magnify his daughter.
And that led to blackmail, I take it.
It is all part and parcel of the darkness that comes when the curtain falls.
The
darkness. Why did Magnify Gramarye try to cover up the accident? It was his own daughter who died.
All I can say is, it was a critical time for Troop Gramarye. A passing of the torch from Magnified to Zak and Valiant. We all sacrificed so that it might be a success. Thalassa's death was the greatest sacrifice of all. Yet, even when her life was extinguished, her presence was not.
What do you mean?
In time, we, myself and Zak, found we could no longer oppose Magnify's wishes. Magnify forced us to perform his art for his benefit.
I see. I guess I can understand. I mean, he did lose his only daughter.
But do you not find cowardice in his actions?
Huh?
To decide to hide the truth of your own daughter's death is one thing. But then to hang that death as a guillotine above our heads?
Things were dark behind the scenes in Troop Gramarye, that's for sure. Does Trucy know?
She was not told. Naturally. Who would want to know that their father might have taken their mother's life?
True.
I had not thought of that accident for a very long time.
Sorry to dredge up old memories, but this has helped a lot.
Not to find Magnify Slayer, I should think.
True.
Ah.
Hmm?
After that accident, there was one who came sniffing. Quite persistently.
A reporter?
He called himself a newsman at the time. Often I spied him lurking about the dressing room, doing his research.
Would you happen to remember his name?
What was his name? Sorry, I have forgotten. But in the course of his interviewing, he became quite close to my partner Zak. I liked him not.
I see.
His name, I do not recall. But his scent, the cloying aroma of mint. Yes, whenever he smiled, which was far too often.
I see. Thanks for your help.
It does no good to interfere with the past, Mr. Wright. You will not uncover answers, only wounds.
I'm sorry. I had begun to notice a dark curtain hanging over Troop Gramarye, and I began to realize what I had to do. I had to protect Trucy from that darkness. The reporter he mentioned. The newsman. I never learned who that was at the time. Though I've got a pretty good idea of who it is now. That smile and a sickly sweet smell of mint. The last floss-thin thread connecting Zak Gramarye to this world. Sooner or later, I'd have to track him down.
Well, and I think we must go. I know where we must go next.
Well, we have to go to
The present. But where? We have unlocked Drew's studio of Present and Sunshine Coliseum. So what does story tell us? Looks like we're going to Drew's studio and track down that reporter.
Oh my.
Present day, Drew Studio.
Huh? Well, what do we have here? Remember me? Of course I remember you. Journalist meets ex-attorney in bar. End quote. Can I ask what you're doing here? Mr. Mission was poisoned and his daughter's... Oh, yes, I know. Oh, how I know, yes. It's caused me no end of grief, to be honest. Journalist, Edger, you want to pick this guy up?
Yes.
Journalist wishes he'd track down case just like a little quicker, end quote.
Were you on the trail of this case the whole time?
Zak Gramarye was a good friend.
Zach said something to that effect back at the Borscht Bowl Club.
What a character, what a man. A lot. No, extremely rough around the edges.
You think I could ask you a few questions?
Oh, you serious? I mean, I'm usually the interviewer, not the interviewee. Journalists ask questions, no other way around, end quote. Fine, shoot, I don't care. People have been asking me all sorts of things lately.
All right, let's talk about it. Family of forgers. It's tragic what happened to Drew Misham and his daughter.
Forgery is a serious crime, and they paid the price. You know what really did them in, though, don't you?
Yes, a forged diary page.
Then I interviewed him. I found out something about Mr. Misham I hadn't known.
What's that?
You know, he always felt like he was being watched every day for 7 years. Walls have ears, potatoes have eyes, end quote.
Being watched? You mean he felt guilty?
No, I'm not talking about feelings here.
Huh?
You know, I felt watched, too. The whole time I've been on this case, no less. Journalist gets tingling sensation on back of neck, freaks out, end quote.
Because you felt guilty?
Why would I feel guilty?
It felt like you were being watched, huh? Wonder what it all means.
Zak Gramarye. Oh, paranoia.
Paranoia. Drew Misham felt like he was being watched, and you along with him. You sure it wasn't just nerves?
Nerves? No, it's nothing so mundane. Yeah, I stopped paying attention to my nerves a long time ago. But I felt it too. Journalist sure he is being watched, end quote. Don't you wonder why Zak Gramarye got robbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me?
Huh.
He completely vanishes from that courtroom. Then for 7 years, he talks to no one, not a soul. And just as the remaining time was almost up, he contacts me in order to have this made.
And then he dies.
You're starting to put the pieces together, are we?
And you were being watched this whole time?
Maybe not just me. Maybe you were too.
Me?
All right, Zak.
I met Zak through that case, actually.
You mean the shooting of Magnified Gramaryes?
No, before that. It's not widely known.
You mean the accident during the quick draw shoot-'em practice?
My, you're well informed. You should have seen me back then. I dug up quite the scoop. I wanted it all. Money, fame, women, a little puppy, all for me.
Jeez.
I was younger then, and my days and nights smelled of fresher mint.
Valiant Gramarye did mention one particularly nosy reporter.
Yeah, go back a little.
I was younger then, and my days and nights smell of fresher mint than they do now.
Valiant Gramarye did mention one particularly nosy reporter.
In fact, I was on close speaking terms with Magnified Gramarye at the time.
You all right?
It's good. He's probably talking to his kitty. Her kitty.
I knew his daughter too, of course. Talassa was it?
Oh, hi there. Kitty. Oh, it's a puppy. Animal break.
I knew his daughter too, of course. Talassa was it?
Really?
And Talassa disappeared, quite suddenly at that. Yeah, Magnified wouldn't say a word about it. Yeah, my evil habit got the better of me. Journalist catches a scent of a scoop, goes on feeding frenzy, end quote. I set up a one-on-one interview with Talassa's husband, see?
Zak Gramarye.
Something strange was in the air over at Troop Gramaryes in those days. The whole screwy mentor controlling disciples scene started by then, I'm guessing. Talassa, she was part of it all, right? Come on, you can tell me off the record.
Sorry, I don't know.
Anyway, I kept prying and eventually became friends with Zak. Sure, he punched me once, twice, or 5 times. But over time, he came to see me as his confidant.
Okay then, Valiant Gramarye.
He's been waiting this whole time. 7 years, eh?
Waiting?
For his big comeback, of course. Yeah, big revival of the Magnified Miracle. Of course, it was all a dream.
Because of this, the performance rights.
In the absence of any official documents, he was golden. Who's to say the old man didn't give his rights to both Zak and Valiant?
So Valiant waited until Zak died. Legally, at least.
Time finally comes, and Valiant's like a kid on Christmas morning. He's getting ready for his
show at the Sunshine Coliseum, you know.
If that document sees the legal light of day, it's going to put a bit of a damper on the big show. He's a sorry one, that Valiant Gramarye. Lost out to his partner at work, and in love, too.
Love?
Oh, that's a twist.
That's a twist indeed.
It's the same old story, really. 2 disciples and their mentor's only daughter. One has 3 sides and all of them pointy. A love triangle.
Well then.
That is pretty classic.
When you're in a performing troupe, that's your world. It's like family. While with an entire high school's worth of drama, intrigue, and backstabbing.
And in the middle of all this, Thalassa has Trucy. And then she dies. I need to find out more about this Thalassa.
I think the locket may, or... Yeah, I may want to present the locket, but...
I'm thinking... Mr. Brushel, do you know this person?
Do I know that person? Of course. I was friends with Zak, after all. He hit me a few times. 5 times, actually. But still, I'd never forget his wife.
Thalassa Gramarye. Magnified Gramarye's only daughter. Do you think you could tell me more about her?
Well, why the heck not?
All right, let's talk to him.
Spill it, Brushel. Thalassa.
So, Thalassa married Zak and had Trucy, see? It was her second marriage, actually.
You mean she was divorced? I hadn't heard this one before.
Not quite. Her late husband was a performer, too. Apparently, he died during some gig. Tragic, really. He'd only been married 1 year.
I didn't know.
Ah, but she was a beauty. I still carry a portrait photo of her around, you know.
That's creepy.
Interesting.
Very. Those bracelets, though.
I've known Trucy since she was a little thing, too. She's got the better deal, really. She's got you for family, after all.
Huh? What do you mean?
Just reminiscing, you know. Thalassa has another child besides Trucy, end quote.
What? But Trucy said she was an only child.
Oh, boy.
Ah, yes, this one she had with her previous husband.
Oh, don't tell me Apollo Justice is Thalassa's son. Don't tell me that.
Wait a minute.
Her previous husband? Her first husband who died during a performance?
Yep, they had themselves a kid. Another orphan now. That's another one who slipped through the cracks. No idea where they are now.
Thalassa had another child. Do you think I could borrow that photo? Say that again.
I said that's why Apollo has that power, isn't it?
I think so.
That's the only explanation.
Sure, I can be generous on occasion, you know.
Thalassa's portrait added to the court record.
Photo of a young Thalassa, Trucy's mother.
I won't need this locket anymore. Better return it to Trucy before I forget.
People on events all get tangled together and get bigger and bigger. Don't you think?
I was too busy wondering about Biggerer to listen to what you were saying.
Sometimes you just gotta accept that you won't be able to untangle it all, I think.
Maybe so, but still, I have to do what I can. And I have to tell what I find, to those who come next.
Next, you say?
I'm not the one who will close the curtain on this little play. Apparently, that's not my role anymore.
Magnify.
Huh?
I was just wondering what Magnify would think of all this.
What do you mean?
Haven't you seen it in Trucy? She's got his power.
Whoa.
You mean how I can't lie to Trucy?
It was the same with Magnify. And with his daughter, Thalassa.
It's a strange thing. You'd think it's some Gramarye gene.
Magnify told me once back when Zak married Thalassa. He said Zak had good eyes. But not good like a Gramarye's eyes. Not that good.
I wonder if Zak ever played a game of poker with his wife. Who knows what the Gramarye secret it was?
Maybe nobody now that Zak's gone.
Zak Gramarye.
Well,
Well,
that's
done
it for
with
that.
that one. The plot had finally begun to reveal itself. It sprouted from a warp in the Gramarye fabric and grew, swallowing everything, wrapping itself around the Gramarye's power. My God.
Oh,
Now
boy.
A power which passed from Magnified Gramarye to Thalassa, to the next generation. And I would once again need to meet the one who bridged it all together.
Well, looks like it's back to the Borscht Bowl Club.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where we're going.
Yeah.
Hoo-yah!
Da-da-da-da, charge!
Had to throw that in there.
All right, well, guess
So-
what time it is? Yeah.
It's forfeit time!
The Gramarye secret.
I have to know more about this power of Trucy's. It's like she can see right into people's minds. The first time I saw her do it, it blew mine.
And after you were done having your mind blown, you took her to play cards with you.
Gotta use the resources at hand, I always say.
Yet I myself have no such power.
But Trucy does. Why's that?
Huh?
Maybe Trucy got her power from her mother, Zak Gramarye.
I will not speak of that.
Thalassa is officially missing, correct? And I think I know why you don't want to talk about her. That's the stamp. The three of you were a team once. Not that the entire country doesn't already know this. At your peak, you were the biggest stars around. Yet, there's another story behind the fame. One that not many know. Thalassa lost her life during a rehearsal. To you and Valiant, Gramaryes bullets.
It was an accident. It wasn't me. How could I shoot my dear Thalassa?
I'm sure Valiant would say the same thing. Why, it's just like another murder I might mention.
Damn you. Her eyes. I loved Thalassa's eyes. To think they could read my mind was frightening. Yet there was a warmth in them that felt like an embrace. She is dead, and magnified Grammarye has joined her.
So the only one with her power left now is Trucy? Mr. Zak?
I do not know.
I don't need any power to see through that one, buddy. So there's someone else. Someone other than Trucy. Someone who inherited Thalassa's power.
Ha! How would I know?
My chances are slim. It would take a miracle to learn the truth. Maybe one has already occurred. There is someone else with the power, and I know who. Apollo Justice. Me!
This boy.
His name is, I forget, something weird.
Who could he be?
An attorney.
Attorney?
I noticed him when I went to visit a friend's law offices.
So, what are we to make of this, great ex-attorney? You can show me pictures of strange boys all you like, but you could at least say something like, I'm this boy. I could use a laugh.
Perhaps you wouldn't laugh if you knew the facts. This might not be 100% proof, but it's close. There's a link between this boy and Thalassa. Actually, it's more of a ring.
A ring?
Perhaps this will refresh your memory. I just so happen to have evidence showing this missing link. Actually, I know something. Your marriage to Thalassa was her second.
How did you know this?
Her first husband. He died a year after they were wed. Yes?
He was a performer. They met when he joined us Gramaryes as a guest in our show. After Thalassa wed him, she left the troupe for a while. And you say she had a child then?
I have a photograph of her here. Yep, she's got 2 bracelets and earrings. I couldn't help noticing what she was wearing when I first saw this. Those bracelets stand out.
They are a Gramarye family heirloom.
This boy wears a bracelet just like the ones in the picture.
What? So, that's why.
Why what, Mr. Zak?
I took this photograph of Thalassa before she left us. When she returned, she wore only one bracelet.
I bet I know where that other one went.
She gave it to this boy, her son.
What? What's going on here? Apollo Justice is the son of a magician. What? I did not see that coming.
Once again, we done smooched the express train.
We didn't smooch the express train. We got mauled by it. Holy crap. Wow.
Unlock success.
Wow.
The
Gramaryes secret.
This strange power, I myself do not know from where it comes. Yet the fact is that it is passed down the Gramarye line. It runs in their veins.
What is it?
I asked her, Talassa, once. This is what she told me. Her power responds to tension in others.
Tension.
If she were to face a person and they became tense, even slightly, then she would know, no matter how hard they tried to hide it from her.
So she could see it.
Not quite. This is the strangest part of it all. She wouldn't realize that she was subconsciously detecting this tension without the use of a particular object, or in her case, objects.
Objects? Wait, were they something she wore?
Yes, her bracelets.
I admit the first time I saw one of those, I felt there was more to it than just fashion. What kind of power could a bracelet have?
Perception. I made a decision. I will tell you all I know. Consider it a gift.
Trucy and Apollo. Well, I hardly need you to tell me at this point, but those two
are brother and sister, yes.
Wow! Half brother and sister, but still. Holy shit!
And Star Wars vibes.
Yeah, no kidding.
And the brother too has this power of theirs.
So Trucy has an older brother. Wonder what will come of that.
Mr. Wright, tonight, after our game is done, I will return to a life of hiding. I will not see her live her life without knowing.
I understand. I'll tell the two of them when the time is right.
I am in your debt, once again.
No kidding. What I want to know is how all this got to be so messed up. The bracelets.
Those bracelets are made of a special alloy. It is said to expand and shrink very slightly in response to body warmth.
So they're temperature sensitive or something.
Yes. This is how they can shrink to the exact size of their wearer's wrist.
And this has something to do with the power.
What have I told you? The Gramarye power reacts to tension in others. When a Gramarye senses tension, they too become tense. And this tension translates into minute contractions of their muscles. So minute.
So minute.
So minute, they cannot sense it on their own.
Their muscles? Oh, so that's what the bracelets are for.
With a bracelet on, one can sense these contractions, because the bracelet is always a perfect fit.
So when the person they're watching gets tense, the bracelet feels tighter on their wrist.
Precisely.
But that alone doesn't really count as mind reading.
I believe I understand how the process works from there. It's a simple question of eyesight.
Eyesight? I guess that sounds simple enough.
Eyesight. Have you ever heard of kinetic vision?
Something about the ability to see moving objects with full clarity, right? I've heard of it before. They say athletes can see a moving ball like it was stopped if they focus.
Oh, but it's not confined to sports alone. It all relies on the ability to focus. When we focus, we can see many things. The faintest twitch of the face and the meaning that lies behind it.
Huh!
Therein lies one of the secrets of magic. One must know the mind of a...
Alright, back again. Come on, bitrate, do something. I'm like that guy with the stick. Come on, bitrate, do something.
Okay, here we go.
Alright.
Of course, it is difficult to maintain such levels of focus for any length of time. But what if someone could tell you when to focus?
Or something.
Precisely.
But wait, Trucy doesn't have any bracelets.
You are talking about the poker, yes? The timing of when to focus is so elementary, she probably does it without thinking. I doubt Trucy herself has realized this. That is all I know of things Gramarye.
Thank you, Mr. Zak.
If this boy's bracelet is the real thing, then he will use it before long, thereby awakening his power.
You could say that. I'll keep that in mind. Well, shall we play a game?
I've said so much. Let me say one more thing. I will tell you of that night.
That night?
The night my mentor, Magnified Gramarye, passed from this world to the next. There were 2 pistols and 2 letters sent. This was Magnify's test.
A test?
In his last years, Magnified Gramarye worked us to the bone. No, to the pain. But that night, I could not shoot him. So I shot the clown's forehead instead.
As he said in his testimony earlier.
Thus, it seems, was the correct answer. I can take magnify.
Take.
Oh, you want to take magnify?
Who's taking magnify?
I got him.
All right.
Take this. I give my art for you, Zach. What? It is thanks for playing along with my show. You shot well tonight, Zach, though I would not have minded dying by your hand. How could I shoot you? You're my mentor. Ah, I thought you might say that. Huh. If I went home without shooting anything, what would you have done then? Then of course I would have given Valent his chance. And if I had shot you in the forehead instead, then it would be over. If you or Valent were to shoot me in the head, then I to the darkness would go, and my art with me. A fitting end, don't you think? Ah, yet this ending too gives me no cause for regret. I thank you, Zach. And I am sorry. I have done much that was wrong in my day.
Seems to me that Magnify wanted you to be a successor all along. That's why the time he gave you was earlier than Valent's.
Perhaps, but it is not something we will ever know for sure now. I wonder, what is Valent up to these days?
Waiting for you to die. 7 years pass like this, the performance rights go to him.
Ah, and now here I am, and his dream is ended.
It's worse than that, actually. Public opinion's a fickle thing, you know.
What? You don't mean to tell me they put the blame for our mentor's death on him?
The trial ended when you vanished, Mr. Zach. There were even rumors that Valent had helped you pull it off.
But that's madness! Well, it seems that before I can once again disappear from this world, I have one more act to perform.
Huh?
Isn't it odd that sorting out my life should prove so complicated, even though I'm dead?
Well, how ironic. That night, Zak Gramarye was killed. He died as Shady Smith, a mysterious traveler with a secret past. But he left one thing behind before he parted. This. To whom it may concern, 7 years past, I, Zak Gramarye, murdered my mentor, Magnify Gramarye. I apologize for the trouble caused by my sudden departure from court and hereby confess to my crime. His confession, quote unquote, to use as I saw fit. Of course, he'd killed no one. This was his way of tying up loose ends with his old partner, Valent Gramarye. Zach's confession added to the court record.
Confession of the slaying of Magnify Gramarye.
Oh my God.
What does everybody have to say to this?
Ugh. I think we're going to Sunshine Coliseum.
That's
next.
right, because we're going to get to the bottom of this.
Yep, and then we're tying it all back in Gavin's cell.
Present day, Sunshine Coliseum.
Here we go.
Well, this is a blast from the distant past.
Long time no see, Mr. Valent.
7 years has it been? Frankly, I didn't think I'd ever see you again.
Actually, I came because there's something I want to ask you.
I've spoken to the press. I've nothing more to say.
I've spoken to a lot of people myself and come to some conclusions. But then I realized I needed to hear it from you. Well, let's talk to him. Magnify.
I have walked a difficult road these past 7 years.
Because you couldn't perform Magnify's repertoire.
Do not be deceived. Valent's skills is the real deal. I do not require my mentor's hand-me-downs. No, it was my partner who showed me on my way, who slowed me on my way.
Zak Gramarye.
His rather well-performed disappearing act 7 years ago was the end. Or so I thought.
Zak Gramarye murdered our mentor and fled to escape punishment for his crime. You said something to that effect 7 years ago, didn't you?
I remember it as it were only yesterday. Yet, that was not the way of it in the end. For a while he vanished. The suspicions upon my own person never did. His partner Zach vanished to protect him. That's what those thieving magpies of a press said.
I had no idea.
Yet, that very same press comes to me now, paying interest. They cover the greatest magic show in history as if it were a vaudevillian distraction. And here I must stand smiling at them all. What am I, if not a player in some fiendish farce?
Might I suggest it's because you've never made it clear what happened? Magnify's death is still a mystery to this day, which is why I came here to get the answer from you.
Uh-oh, Cyclops!
I knew I'd be seeing these sooner or later.
The audience has no business stepping upon the stage. They must be content to sit and stare at the spotlight.
That sounds an awful lot like something I heard 7 years ago.
Well, guess what time it is?
It's morphin' time! Dragon Zord!
Tiger Zord! Magnify's death.
Ask what you will. You'll get nothing from me.
I'm as much a part of this affair as you are now. I have to know what happened.
For 7 long years, I have endured. Now finally the curtain lifts on my new golden age. All the miracles of our trope within my grasp.
Sorry to do this, Valent, but right now, I need answers. I think I'll start by dropping a bomb. That should shake things up. Valent, I wouldn't be so sure about those miracles. Not as long as I have this. Yeah, the
I'm thinking of the confession. Oh,
this transfer of rights.
And what might that be? I see it bears the Gramaryes seal.
I should have brought this to your attention sooner, but I didn't imagine you'd be planning your comeback quite so fast.
What is this?
A document showing the true recipient of the performance rights to Magnify's miracles.
What? Zak Gramarye? He wrote this? What? He passed everything to his daughter?
Trucy Enigmar. Actually, she's officially my daughter these days.
Preposterous! Zak is gone! Vanished into the void!
This is the genuine article. Zak was alive when he wrote this. Both myself and the notary can testify to this.
What?
One down.
Why does fate toy with me so? Why must my life be lived in a thrall to the dead?
You're not the only one with that problem.
But he shot Magnify. Yes, it was Zak. It was. And then he left, and my career as a magician fell into darkness.
Did you think there might be some way out of it? Say if you could prove Zak Gramarye shot Magnify? Was that why you testified?
Yes, my way out. It should have been my way out.
Well, it might not be too late, Mr. Valent. All you need is a way to prove your case. Who really killed Magnify Gramarye? You grab the confession letter. I believe I have the answer to your prayers right here. Zak Gramarye wrote one more thing before passing on.
But this is a confession.
In which he admits to the killing of Magnify Gramarye. See? All according to your plan.
I am a magician by trade. Deception is my life's work. I fool the audience, give them a fleeting dream. Yet it seems the tables have turned. Now I am the audience, believing in the deceptions I have wrought upon myself.
Zak wrote this right in front of me, after I explained your situation to him.
Alakazum!
He actually did it, didn't he?
Unlock successful.
Yeah, that's the real killer.
Magnify Gramarye.
You do know that this confession is nothing but lies.
Yes, it's my opinion that Zak Gramarye killed no one.
Then you must be thinking the truth is a simple matter of elimination. 2 received instructions to kill, but if one is innocent, then the one who remains is guilty.
That would be the logical conclusion. Yes.
So he vanished to protect me, his partner. A stirring tale, 'tis true.
Did you shoot Magnified Gramarye in the forehead?
If I had, and I told you, what would you do? Run to the police, perchance? Do as you will. There is nothing left for me now.
Yep, we knew it.
It is true, after all. I have little talent. I needed my mentor Magnify's repertoire. It was as if a little demon grabbed hold of me.
Ooh, I knew it. So Valiant Gramarye did kill the great Magnify.
So sorry, Mr. Wright. But it was not who I shot, my mentor.
It was not I, huh? Oh, what? What? But if it wasn't you, then who was it? There wasn't another disciple, was there?
Another disciple, such as...
I don't know. Knack and talent, Gramarye, maybe?
Your wild fancies couldn't be further from the truth. Only Zak and Valiant received those threatening letters. But there was another. One more person could have fired that pistol that night.
Oh my God, don't tell me it was Christoph Gavin.
Oh boy.
Oh.
I don't suppose you figured it out by now.
If it wasn't Zak or Valiant who shot Magnify, then it had to be the only other person at the scene. Which means... Wait. You don't mean...
Yes, the great Magnify Gramarye himself.
Oh, he killed himself!
Whoa.
Oh my God. So Magnify Gramarye committed suicide?
You find it hard to believe?
To be honest, I hadn't even imagined it as a possibility.
When I arrived that night, the old man was still alive. He appeared to be asleep. I could not shoot him. But when I turned and made to leave the room, the old man called out to me.
So you spoke with Magnify Gramarye?
Yes, and this is why I knew what he had done. Magnify transferred the rights to his repertoire, to my partner Zak Gramarye, not me.
I see. And I guess I owe you an apology. I always thought you were the one who did it.
You owe me no apology.
Huh?
My crime was, in a way, more serious than that of murder.
Well, what? Your crime? Is Valiant Gramarye confessing something to me? What could be more serious than murder?
Valiant's crime.
Huh.
You see, I knew that 2 letters had been sent.
Huh.
There are no secrets between partners. It was easy to find out. That was when I understood Magnify's plan.
Don't freaking tell me that Uncle Valiant is Apollo's dad.
No.
Oh, let's keep moving.
Spoiler.
He wanted to die by one of your hands?
Little did I expect it had anything to do with the rights to his repertoire. That was when I heard it. The little demon whispering inside my heart.
The demon?
Let me confess. I had intended to shoot Magnify. And I planned on framing my partner for the crime.
What?
That night, I prepared something before going to Magnify's hospital room.
Which was?
IV fluid, of course. I've seen it on an earlier visit. If Zak did not shoot, I would do the deed. Then I would use the IV liquid to place the murder on his hands. That was my plan.
But you didn't shoot him.
I could not. The demon in my heart fled when the moment came. But then Magnify called me back.
I am sorry, Valent. I am giving my magic to Zak, not you. You still lack the draw he has. Please, help him if you can.
I left the room. Then I stopped. The shock of what I had just been told consumed me. That is when I heard that fatal gunshot.
Magnified Gramarye. Killing himself.
Then the demon awoke anew within me. Zak killed him. He was the one. Frame him and the magic will be yours. I altered the scene of his suicide. I took the pistol from his hand, wiped off the prints. Then I used the syringe to add the IV liquid I brought.
So in the end, things happened pretty much as planned. Magnify died, and you framed Zak for his murder.
As planned, indeed. Of course, the outcome was somewhat different than I had anticipated. Well, what do you think? Do you believe my story? Can it be believed truly?
That was 7 years ago. I don't know what to believe. But
Yes.
I'm glad I heard it from you, Mr. Valent. Thank you.
It is I who should be thanking you, Mr. Wright. Only when I had lost everything could I make my decision.
You're gonna turn yourself in?
My partner may have vanished, but not so my guilt. And as my guilt stays, all else begins to leave me. My friends, my performance rights, my magic. I've had enough of vanishing acts.
I understand.
I thought my life was ruled by a dead man. But I find I was wrong. For Zak Gramarye was alive,
Well, not anymore.
and now it occurs to me. What if he was not the only one who survived?
What do you mean?
You see, now that I think about it, I realize that we never saw proof of her demise. We never saw her body.
Oh. Her?
The mind races and the mouth flaps on. My apologies, forget this matter. I can only hope that the day will come when I meet my partner, Zak Gramarye.
Well, I got some bad news for you, pal.
Then, I shall apologize for my terrible mistake. I am glad we had this chance to talk. Thank you.
Zak Gramarye, Shady Smith, whichever name you prefer. He is no longer with us. The truth revealed in that trial was only a sliver, and the impenetrable darkness that remained has taken another life. I knew what I'd have to do to push back the darkness for good, and it would involve paying that man a visit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's time to end this once and for all.
Yeah, buddy. We know exactly where to go. Solitary cell 13. Da-da-da-da-da, charge!
Let's crack those cyclocks.
Sorry, sir. Prisoner Christoph Gavin is currently occupied.
I see. You know when it'll be finished?
Well...
Could you go find out?
Certainly, sir. Please wait here a moment.
My apologies to the guard, but there's something I need to see. Yeah, look at that envelope.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. The yellow envelope. And the sender is Drew Misham. I was right.
When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Misham was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. It was a yellow envelope. I heard it was left at the crime scene.
If this is the last letter that Drew Misham wrote, then there's something I need to do. The last thing I need to do, in fact. Here goes. Let's see if this atroquinine spray finds anything.
Aim for that stamp. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Examine.
So this was Drew Misham's messenger of death. It was this stamp, all right. No mistaking it. And his last letter was sent to Christoph Gavin.
The interview request came like you said it would, and they're looking into the case. I swear on my life I won't tell them about you. So please release the spell you put on my daughter. I'll write later with a report. Drew Misham.
Gotcha.
Letter from
Misham added to the court record.
Letter posted by Drew Misham just before dying. Poison traces found in the stamp.
Finally, decisive evidence.
For this, a burglar in jail?
Gavin.
I didn't know you moonlighted in larceny, right?
Gavin, there's something I have to ask you.
Can I steal your stuff? The answer is no. My apologies, but there's not much I care to discuss.
Vera Misham hasn't received her verdict yet. You follow me, Gavin?
There are no known survivors of atroquinine poisoning, but it never hurts to hope.
Okay, I'll be leaving now then.
Right. Wait.
Yeah, Gavin?
You mind leaving that letter? It's private.
Oh, sorry. Forgot I had it.
Merci beaucoup. Well, well. What do you guys think of all this?
All right.
Yeah, we got his ass. We've now seen all the clues in this case. Clues I gathered over 7 long years. Now it is time. Every story has an ending. We've come to the final chapter, the final trial. Find the truth. You're the only ones who can. We got to push through here, kids. To be continued. But okay,
even though we're 2 hours, 39 minutes, and 30 seconds into the stream, and it's like 11:07 p.m. What does everybody else think?
Is everybody good to keep going?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All good here.
Well then, let us waste no more time. We must finish this once and for all.
Well, we gotta finish
no matter how late this is.
Yeah, just like WrestleMania Sunday. Yeah, you like that stuff? It was great. That was a tremendous match.
Absolutely.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Welcome to court. 7 years, all leading to one verdict. A verdict which you must decide. Is the defendant, Vera Misham, innocent or guilty? The courtroom doors are opening. The trial awaits. Are you ready to begin?
Preparations complete. Go get it.
Let's rock and roll.
Yeah.
Let's rock.
Something inside me. Rising. Surfacing. I've waited for this. You're going down, Gavin. Something important. Lost long ago. It's close now. So close.
Yeah, I still don't quite understand why Gavin's doing all this.
October 9th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. All rise.
Court is now in session for the trial of Vera Misham.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Prosecution's ready to rock.
Prosecutor Gavin, how is the defendant Vera Misham's condition?
Acute atroconine poisoning. According to her physician, she could die at any time. Thus, her absence from the courtroom today.
What? We can't put her on trial without her being here.
It is unusual.
We should wait for her to get better and do it then. It's so bureaucratic of them.
That's being a little harsh. You can't delay the trial any longer. Well, they risk having no one left to try.
A trial without a verdict can only cause grief. The records of this case and experience tells us this. Apologies to the defendant, but the show must go on.
Right. If Vera dies, the trial will be canceled. I'm not gonna let that happen. Mr. Wright told me everything that's been going on behind the curtain all these years. I'm gonna get Vera her innocent verdict while there's still time.
Very well. Your opening statement, Prosecutor Gavin.
The prosecution's case is unchanged by recent events. Why did Vera Misham succumb to poison? Because she couldn't live with the guilt of what she'd done.
Objection! But Vera was poisoned with atroconine, the exact same poison that took her father's life.
What better confession could you ask for? Being the killer, she would have had access to the poison. Significant since it's rather hard to come by.
That is true.
In other words, I see no need for further discussion. We could have had our verdict yesterday.
Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no objections, I see no reason to postpone a verdict.
What we need to worry about isn't the verdict, but the trial itself. The defense holds that Vera Misham is the victim, not the killer.
If that's so, then you have to prove something. She was in court, giving her testimony before us. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and she collapsed.
And then she fell. How do you propose her killer poisoned her?
Yeah, we know. We know.
Oh, and incidentally, it would be nice if you told us who her mystery killer was.
The prosecution's objection is sustained. I ask the defense to prove its claims to this court. Tell us how Vera Misham was poisoned.
I got two things to prove here. Who did it and how? Which to hit first? How?
Show how.
How did the killer poison Vera Misham? I will focus first on the method used.
Any comments before we begin, Prosecutor Gavin?
Not a bottle or container of the poison was found on the defendant's body.
I see. So the vector of poisoning is unknown. Is the defense prepared to prove how the poison reached Vera Misham?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. What method was used to poison Vera Misham?
All together, everybody.
The nail polish. What's this? My, what a beautiful bottle. I'd like to give whoever designed that a hand.
Is that nail polish? It's colorless. Ah.
Something the matter?
No, nothing. Nothing at all.
So the killer put poison in this bottle and made her drink it?
As Prosecutor Gavin has told us, this is nail polish.
Nail polish?
It's like paint for nails. Know any women with red nails?
Ah, my wife has red nails. I see. So she's been painting them all this time.
Let's recall yesterday's trial. Remember when Vera was testifying to the court?
Court is now back in session.
Vera seems pretty tense. She's practically chewing her fingernails clean off. Whenever Vera became nervous, she had a habit of biting her nails.
Her nails? Ah!
Prosecutor Gavin, when the prosecution had Vera examined, Did they check her nails?
Bailiff, have them check the defendant's nails at once. Mr. Justice,
Yes?
do you know who did this? Do you know who put poison in that nail polish?
Yes.
That bottle belongs to Vera Misham.
Why do you ask? Know someone else who might have a bottle like this?
No, just checking.
Mr. Justice, you are about to accuse someone of poisoning that bottle of nail polish. Please dispense with the chatter. You realize the weight of this accusation? Here, let me show you. 2 hits on the docket there, kids.
Understood, Your Honor. No problem. I know what I'm doing this time.
Then let us ask, who poisoned Vera Misham with her nail polish?
Christoph Gavin, it was you!
Take that! What's this? Christoph Gavin?
Objection! What's your game? My bro? There's no way he could do a thing like that. You should know that better than anyone else.
Indeed. He is behind bars.
I know. However, that doesn't mean it was impossible to do what he did.
What?
Ask yourselves when he put the poison in the bottle. It could have been yesterday. It could have been a month ago. Maybe it was a year ago. Or perhaps it was 7 years ago.
But Christoph Gavin had no motive for killing this poor girl. It's simply inconceivable.
Prosecutor Gavin doesn't seem to think so. That face tells me one thing. Christoph Gavin's own younger brother doesn't find it inconceivable at all.
Well, Prosecutor Gavin, if you feel there is a clear and pressing need, then we may have to summon Christoph Gavin from jail as a special witness.
Fine. I've known for some time that an impenetrable darkness lurked at the bottom of this. A darkness that has swallowed even myself. Okay, the defense's wish is granted. Let prisoner Christoph Gavin take the stand.
Bailiff, begin proceedings to call the special witness. The witness is Christoph Gavin, currently residing in solitary cell 13 at Central Prison. Wow.
Here it comes.
Here we go.
The final battle. To end all final battles. Yano. How nice to see you again.
It's been quite a while, hasn't it?
To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? It's not every day I am summoned from my solitary cell. In fact, it's never. I think you already know, Mr. Christoph Gavin. Monsieur Justice. I hear you've been doing quite well for yourself. Why do I feel like somehow he's still my boss?
Just up your lip, Apollo. You can do it.
Does this bottle look familiar? Ariadne nail polish. Why, yeah, I use it myself. As the delayed defendant, I hear. She's not dead yet! Eh? Was there something concerning this bottle you wish to ask me about? I admit, I respect her for her taste in nail polish. Her taste indeed! This nail polish was how Vera Misham was poisoned! Tokenine, was it?
You're well informed about the case, Mr. Gavin.
Even in solitary, much comes to my desk, and I had nothing to do but read. Ver clavier? Maybe you can explain this.
You're being accused again. By him. Again.
Eh? You agree with his accusation, do you?
Let's hold a proper trial, shall we? Christoph Gavin, your testimony, please.
I'd be delighted.
The charges against you are quite severe, Mr. Gavin. You are suspected of poisoning the defendant, Vera Misham. Vera Misham, please testify on this matter to the court.
Okay, watch this text carefully. It's wrong, but I know what he's saying. Poisoning Vera. Owning the same nail police does not make me a murderer. I have been in solitary confinement for half a year. How could I poison her? Her father died of the same poison. The meaning of it should be clear. The prosecution's case holds. She poisoned her father, then attempted to poison herself. Surely you aren't going to suggest I was responsible for poisoning your father too? That
Yes,
habit.
we are.
Yeah, watch that habit of his.
Well, I'm afraid the defense's claim is sounding rather unlikely.
Naturally. For one, I don't even know the Michons.
That's a lie.
Isn't that so, Monsieur Justice?
Very well, Mr. Justice. Begin your cross-examination.
I'm accusing Christoph Gavin, my ex-boss. But I know he poisoned the missions. The question is when? The question is when he could he have done it? Not to mention why.
That's the big question I want to know.
Cross-examination time. Poisoning Vera. Bracelets reacting. Only the same nail police does not make me a murderer. I've been in solitary confinement for half a year. How could I poison her? The father died of the same poison. The meaning of it should be clear. The prosecution's case holds. She poisoned her father, then attempted to poison herself. Surely you aren't going to suggest I was responsible for poisoning her father too? We'll see about that.
Okay, let me look at it again.
Yeah, look at those eyes. Look down a little bit. Down. That hand. He's got a stitch on his hand, but why? Oh my god, a demon! Get him! Gotcha! Gotcha!
Spooky.
It was you who killed Drew Misham. A bluff worthy of your new mentor, Monsieur Wright. Oh, really? But you see, I saw it. Right when you said her father, too. Your hand tensed unnaturally, and a little devil appeared to give me the news. Let's assume for the sake of argument that you saw me be intense. What does that mean? Are all the tense witnesses guilty? And tell me, was Drew Misham fond of nail polish too? Sorry, but there's more than one way to poison a man. You don't need nail polish to get to someone's mouth. Ah. Then I must be very talented indeed. You see, Drew Misham was killed on October 6th, while I was already in my solitary confinement cell at Central Prison. If that's not an alibi, then I do not know what is. But you found a way all the same, and I found it too. This is how you poison Mr. Misham.
On the count of three, everybody. 1, 2, 3. Take that!
Take that!
Next one. I'm sure this commemorative stamp requires no introduction. The night Mr. Misham died, he was seen writing a letter. A trochonite was found on this stamp, Mr. Gavin. So am I to understand this stamp was the murder weapon? Yes, you are. Oh, and yes, this stamp was found in your prison cell.
Oh,
I got you now, bitch.
Gotcha, bitch.
That is all, Your Honor.
Cheeseburger. Order. Poison on the back of that stamp?
After Drew Misham was killed, someone paid a visit to this witness's cell. Phoenix Wright.
Daddy?
That's when he found the stamp. You made Drew Misham write you a letter. That's how you killed him.
What?
My. You've upset my poor friend to the point of uselessness. Allow me to clarify this matter, Justice. All you need to do is recall witness Spark Questioner's testimony.
Well, that's the thing, see? After he put his letter in that envelope, Mr. Misham sat there searching his desk drawer for something.
His desk drawer?
Yes, a stamp, so-called postage stamp, end quote.
He was looking for a stamp. Ergo, he had no intention of using this stamp.
What are you getting at?
What I'm arriving at is that this commemorative stamp was in a frame. It was mere coincidence that he used it that night.
That would seem to be the case.
Or perhaps you mean to suggest that I can somehow manipulate coincidence.
He does have a point. How would this witness know if the victim was going to use that stamp? Without that, he couldn't have planned the murder.
What?
Well, we already have evidence of that.
Really, Clavier? You should be seeing through these weak-spined bluffs by now.
He's right, though. How could anyone have known Mr. Misham would use that stamp that night? Least of all, Christoph Gavin locked away in his cell. Well, it seems that the defense has run out of things to say.
You assume he had something to say in the first place. I believe the defense's bluff has been called.
The defense bluff? I'm not sure I agree with you there, Christoph.
Clavier.
Honestly, I wanted to believe you. But the defense wasn't trying to get away with the bluff. You were, Christoph.
What are you saying? Prosecutor Gavin.
Forehead. What was your accusation again?
Huh? Oh, it was that...
This poison stamp killed Drew Misham, yeah? To which my brother responded thusly. There was no way to know when Misham would use the stamp.
Yes, that's right. Which is why it couldn't have been planned.
Tell me. It needs to be planned. Why? Why couldn't have been a coincidence? The defense's case is simply that Drew Misham died by that stamp. That's all.
Coincidence?
Christoph, you tried to slip out from under his accusation by changing the subject. If that's not bluffing, what is it?
What are you up to, Clavier?
I could ask you the same question, Christoph.
I silenced the defense with the fewest words possible. It's called efficiency.
But Mr. Gavin, that's impermissible testimony.
Très bien. I shall take his claim head on then. Justice.
What?
You accuse me of Drew Misham's murder, I guess. Then allow me to ask you, what possible reason could I have to kill a painter?
Hollow, motive. He's talking about a motive.
Indeed. It's hard to see how an attorney could come to want to kill a painter.
Now here's something. Why didn't he bring up the motive from the very beginning? Unless he was afraid it was a battle he might lose.
So, what does it mean?
It means there might be a weak spot. Maybe I have some evidence to prove a motive.
A motive for murder. This is a vital, if not the most vital element in this case. Please consider this when making your statement.
I'd say it's about this vital.
2 shots again.
That's pretty vital.
Well, Mr. Justice?
I'm going through with this no matter what. Understood, Your Honor. I'd like to present evidence.
Then let's see what you have for us. What reason did Christoph Gavin have for wanting to murder Drew Misham?
One of 2 pieces of evidence.
It's either the I mean, it's either what's the red envelope, but it's forgery. Okay.
Christoph Gavin's motive becomes clear when we consider why the stamp came to Drew Misham's studio in the first place.
Yep, exactly. He was instructed to use the enclosed stamp. And why was that?
Forgery, Your Honor. Go back 7 years. Drew Misham accepts his first job creating forged evidence.
I've seen that before. A page from a diary, was it? Magnify Gramaryes' diary.
When attorney Phoenix Wright lost his badge, oui? This was the evidence he presented to his loss. This evidence is a fake, yes. But did Mr. Wright request a forgery be made? That was never proven.
The defense attorney on that case was Phoenix Wright, who, other than him, drunk with the prospect of victory, could have done it. And why would they?
Just out of curiosity, do you remember this letter? Mr. Drew Misham, I deposited the $100,000 in a Disney account. This is the first page. Send a receipt once that you've confirmed the transfer. Sign the paper, send in the closed envelope, closed stamp. Within 3 days, need I remind you that speak of this to no one. And this is the second.
Those were presented in court yesterday. This letter was sent by Drew Misham by the client who requested that forgery.
The enclosed stamp was none other than the poisoned commemorative stamp. Drew Misham drew his last breath just the other day. However, the motive for his murder was already 7 years old.
7 years old?
The client who requested this forgery was very cautious. He tried to erase anything and anyone with connections to the forgery.
To keep them from talking?
But he made a mistake.
Go ahead, Madison.
Mic off.
Sorry, I couldn't turn my mic back on. This stamp was a picture of my favorite magicians, so I kept it. Father took me when I was very young. It was a great magic show. I loved it so much.
The killer's time bomb was delayed. The poison stamp was sealed within a glass frame, where it sat for 7 whole years.
Forehead, do you understand what you're telling us?
Huh?
The one who schemed up the forged diary page was the one who poisoned the stamp. And it was Phoenix Wright who presented the forged evidence 7 years ago. Adding the two statements together, the one who schemed to kill Drew Misham was none other than Phoenix Wright.
No, you got it wrong.
Objection! Sorry, but that's not how this is going to go down.
Oh? Then how will it go down?
I checked through the records on that case when I found this 7 years ago, just before the trial began. Misty, you there? No, she's silent. I'm just gonna try it again.
Oh boy. Here.
What's this?
I don't know. I just got it over there in the hall. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue.
Oh, there you are.
Here she comes.
Sorry.
That's all right.
They told me to give it to the old suit with the spiky hair.
And one more thing.
I'm sorry to have sprung this on you so suddenly.
I received the files from your previous attorney only yesterday.
I understand I am asking the impossible of you.
Yes, well, you haven't really told me what happened yet. All we did was play cards.
And that was enough.
Phoenix Wright was put on the case the day before the trial started. He didn't have time to request a forgery.
The day before?
Now here's a question. Just who was Shady Enigmar's previous defense attorney?
Oh.
This can't all be.
But it is all true. There was another man, a defense attorney with a badge on his collar. It was you, Christoph Gavin!
There. Order! Order! What is the meaning of this, witness? I mean, defendant, former lawyer.
Let me begin by denying this.
Objection! It's easy enough to look up, Mr. Gavin.
And impossible to prove if you can't.
Huh?
Attorneys are registered with the court the day before the trial begins. In other words, no record remains in the court. How exactly did you intend to prove Phoenix Wright's claim?
That would be difficult. I'm afraid this line of inquiry won't yield.
Objection. Her forehead? Are you sure you don't have evidence?
Huh?
What's wrong with Prosecutor Gavin? Look, man.
Evidence! Evidence that showed this man, Christoph Gavin, requested that forgery 70 years ago.
Gramarye.
Just prove it! Clear up these doubts now, or I'll swear I'm off this case.
It's the thought of some evidence, Apollo.
Prosecutor Gavin looks like he's in physical pain. That darkness. I have to pull that darkness out of him, and proof is the only way I can. What proves Christoph Gavin's link to Drew Misham?
Well, Mr. Justice, you claim Christoph Gavin requested a forgery of Drew Misham 7 years ago. Prove it.
It can be proven.
Simply ridiculous. Why even discuss it? This evidence does not.
Objection! Are you telling the truth, Apollo Justice?
I am.
Then I say we give him the benefit of the doubt.
Very well. But if you're wrong about this, be prepared for a penalty.
Objection. Objection.
Your Honor, you do the defense in injustice. Monsieur Justice is clearly passionate about his claim. Should the penalty not match his passion?
Whoa, 4 hits. I haven't given a penalty like that in a long time. Well, Mr. Justice?
Fine, Your Honor. All I have to prove is any kind of link. Something that ties Christoph Gavin to Drew Misham. And I have something that clearly does the job.
Very well, Mr. Justice. Present your evidence. Show us the link between our witness and Drew Misham.
3, 2, 1, take that!
That's what I thought it was.
This evidence proves there's a link. Objection.
Objection. That scrap of paper? I'm afraid I can't let you submit that.
Is there some problem?
There is. How could you possibly have that? You couldn't.
Hey, that's Daddy's handwriting.
Whoa. What?
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's Daddy's handwriting?
Hey, that's Daddy's handwriting.
What?
Wait a minute.
Mr. Wright's handwriting? What is the meaning of this?
Ah, I see now. Oui, bien sûr.
What do you mean, of course?
I just remembered I had a visitor yesterday. Phoenix Wright came to my cell, except I wasn't there.
Phoenix Wright?
When I returned, I saw he had something of man in his possession. Of course, I had no intention of letting him get away with reading my private mail.
Mail? You mean this letter was in your cell?
No. However, it appears Mr. Wright has yet to be cured of his bad forging habit.
Well, if it is a forgery, it's not a very good one. The handwriting's terrible.
This is Mr. Wright's reproduction of what was written in the real letter.
Reproduction?
When Mr. Wright visited Christoph Gavin's cell, he brought with him a small video camera. What? He recorded this entire conversation with you, Mr. Gavin, and the contents of your personal mail!
Regardless, this mockery of a piece of evidence will never be accepted by the court. Evidence based on a video a man with no authority whatsoever claims he took. A man who happens to be an ex-attorney suspected of forgery.
Prosecutor Gavin?
Prosecutor Gavin?
As embarrassing as this is for me to say, I'm afraid my brother is incapable of making rational judgments at the moment. Your Honor, your decision, s'il vous plaît.
The defense's claim is denied.
What?
Only actual evidence is permitted in a court of law. Please remove the defense's evidence from the record.
Better luck next time, Justice.
I don't know. Is it over yet? I don't think so.
Well, we've certainly taken a detour from our cross-examination, but the defense appears to be lacking proof. I'm forced to end the cross-examination of Christoph Gavin at this point.
Apollo, do something.
I'm thinking, but without evidence, I don't have anything I can use on him.
Very well. This ends the special witness's cross-examination.
That's you, Carlos.
Gotcha. The show's over, yet the crowd screams for more. Only now do I understand why.
Prosecutor Gavin?
Frankly, I'm relieved. This has been bothering me for 7 whole years, and I'm tired of the whole youthful angst scene. Now's our chance. Let's clean out the family closet, eh, Christoph?
Gramarye, you're spinning out of control. Calm yourself before you say something you'll regret.
Spinning out of whose control? Mine or yours?
Take a moment to consider everything you've built. Your reputation as a prosecutor. Your fame with the masses. You could lose it all, Gramarye.
Apollo, did you see that? He's trying to Prosecutor Gavin.
Prosecutor Gavin, try to remember what's really important to you.
You amuse me, Her Forehead. I couldn't forget what's really important to me, even if I tried. In fact, I haven't. Not even once. 7 years ago. Finally. You just couldn't resist, could you, Her Wright?
Resist what? Presenting solid evidence?
Might I request we put the current cross-examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness. State your name and occupation for the record.
I'm familiar with the trial. I've watched the video several times.
Didn't you find anything unnatural about it?
Unnatural?
Well, you did seem unusually well prepared. I mean, Mr. Wright had only just presented his evidence. And the next moment, you call in Drew Misham. It was almost as if...
Almost as if what?
He knew.
Here we go.
Funny, it didn't even occur to me to wonder. But now that I do, I see there's only one possible explanation. Almost as if, from the very beginning, you knew Mr. Wright was going to present that evidence.
Ah!
Correct.
Huh.
I knew that if I applied the usual pressure, Phoenix Wright would eventually come up with that forged diary page.
Don't do this, Clavier.
I knew because you'd told me, Christophe.
What?
Whoa!
It was the night before the trial.
Yeah, I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Clavier.
Christophe, I'd seen you at the prosecutor's office the day before the trial.
I won't be appearing in the trial, actually.
Huh? Why not?
I won't be facing off with you in your first trial, apparently. But in exchange, I brought information.
Information?
The attorney who will be there in my place tomorrow is not to be trusted. Don't even give him the benefit of your respect. Écoutez, I want you to call in a special witness. Then,
I wondered about it at the time. How did Christophe know so much?
Prosecutor Gavin!
Christophe, we were supposed to face each other in that trial. A fair fight, brother to brother. I deserve that much. You let me borrow the victim's belongings. You showed me all your research on the case.
The victim's belonging.
Which would have included Magnify's diary, wouldn't it?
Mr. Gavin?
Mama Clavier, you disappoint me. You find trees, yet miss the forest.
You're the one missing the forest, Mr. Gavin.
You can't sweep this under the rug. Not anymore. Tell me what was going on behind that trial.
Why not? I've achieved what I came here to do. I see no harm in little reminiscence.
Hello?
I think we're finally going to shine a light on the black belly of this thing, Trucy. We've done everything we could. I hope it's enough.
7 years ago, the day before the trial, I visited the detention center at the request of my client, Zak Gramarye. 2 cards.
One card.
Oh, 1 card. Oh, yeah. Wait.
Showdown time.
Showdown time. Enough! You lose, Gavin. Thanks for the work. Now go. To be honest, I don't know what his results were to this day. As far as I could tell, he dismissed me as his representation because I lost in the game of poker. I can come to no other conclusion.
He used to say something. If you want to know a man, you have to compete.
Zach wasn't watching his points or the cards. He was watching the man behind the cards, Christophe Gavin.
Oh, it all comes full circle now.
I couldn't believe it.
Phoenix Wright? A second-rate attorney who relies on luck and bluffs. He dismissed me and went with that pitiful excuse for a man. He deserved to die for that error alone. Hold it! So the one who requested that forgery was...
Oh, I'm not admitted to anything. My point is,
These 2 men shamed me, and I could not forgive that. Phoenix Wright and Zak Gramarye both deserved what they got. So you asked Mr. Mission to forge that evidence so you could win. But then, when you were dismissed as Zak Gramarye's attorney, you used your forged evidence as a trap.
You'd fed me information about the forgery you made. Then you gave your dirty evidence to him.
you're free to imagine what you will. My point is that all I had imagined came to pass. Everything went perfectly.
Dark, isn't it? He's laughing.
Incredible! If I wasn't laughing, I'd weep.
Prosecutor Gavin?
Perfectly. You're mad, Christoph. Stop fooling yourself.
What are you talking about, Clavier?
Tell me, how did that trial end?
Cancelled when the defendant vanished.
Ah, I get it.
Hello? What happened?
Oh. Hello, can you still hear me?
Yes, I got
yes, we
you.
can.
Still
I
here.
get it. So, Christoph, you've been living in fear for 7 years.
What? You were afraid your forgery would be revealed and your reputation trashed. You couldn't leave things to chance, so you watched everyone involved with the case for 7 years.
You know, he always felt like he was being watched. That's what he said every day for 7 years. But I felt it too. The journalist sure he is watching me. Journalist sure he is being watched. End quote. Don't you wonder why Zak Gramarye got robbed out after 7 years and right after coming into contact with me?
Wait just a minute. Zak Gramarye was seen by this reporter? How is that possible? Was he alive after being gone 7 years?
Finally. I knew this moment was coming. I just didn't think we'd get here so fast. Zak Gramarye, gone missing for 7 years. Trucy's father.
What's wrong, Apollo? Go get him.
Right. Leave it to me. Allow me to refresh the court's memory. 6 months ago, Christoph Gavin was charged with murdering a mysterious traveler.
I remember him quite well. Shady Smith, was it? Poisoned in a Chinese restaurant. Tragic. Oh, come on, man.
The details don't really matter right now. What matters is that traveler was Zak Gramarye.
Oh.
What is it, Apollo?
Huh?
Keep going. We'll talk about it later.
Oh, Jesus.
What? Did she already know?
Someone please explain this. Mr. Justice, can you explain this?
It all started 7 years ago. The great magician, Magnified Gramarye's death started it. Magnified Gramarye's death and his student, Zak Gramarye, the suspect. Whoever defended Zak in court successfully would be famous beyond belief. Thinking that, Christoph Gavin did the unthinkable. He forged evidence.
Drew Misham?
Actually, it was his daughter, Vera, who really did the work. You took precautions when you had that forgery made, didn't you, Mr. Gavin?
Precautions?
Keep people from talking, of course.
These two know too much. Leave them alive, and there'll be nothing but trouble.
That's when you planned your poisoning of the forgers.
Quinine. Applied to a commemorative stamp.
But luck was on Mr. Misham's side. The bomb didn't go off.
His daughter. She saved him by taking the stamp. I see.
But that wasn't the only bomb he set up.
The Aradoni nail polish. Of course.
You noticed something when you requested that forgery. When Vera Misham is nervous, she's had a bad habit. A tendency to bite her nails.
Ah.
That nail polish was her good luck charm.
She was almost kidnapped once. Since then, she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house.
Madison? Oh, yeah, okay.
The person that gave me a good luck charm for when I absolutely had to go outside. It protects me.
Yes, apparently she received something. A gift. She won't tell me what it was.
It was from that client, the one who wanted that note made. It was his insurance.
Insurance?
As long as she lived quietly at home, there was no danger to her. But what if she had to go outside?
If she ran into any trouble, she'd become nervous. And the nail polish would do the rest.
His time bomb sat there for 7 years, and then they went off almost simultaneously.
Man.
Wow.
All because he got turned down by his client.
If you're finished, may I return to my cell now? I'm not accustomed to standing for such long periods of time.
Mr. Gavin, have you heard a single thing we've said?
Oh, I listened quite closely to your little tale. Quite an entertaining piece of fiction.
What?
Gramarye, surely you understand.
We're back to the evidence. The lacking evidence. Nothing proves a link between him and the Atraconine that took Drew Misham's life.
Objection! What about the restaurant? You killed Zak Gramarye to keep him from talking!
I killed no man of that name. Read over the report again if you like. The victim was a traveler by the name of Sadie Smith, about whom we know little else. You can't seriously think I knew he was that particular fugitive?
Objection! Okay, then why did you kill him?
I plead my right to remain silent. Remember, this court did not convene to put me on trial. The defendant's name is Vera Micham, suspected in the murder of her father. My trial's been finished for 6 months now.
I'm afraid we have strayed considerably from our purpose here. This court concurs with the witness. It is defendant Vera Misham who is on trial here.
No, but you were doing so well, Apollo.
As long as there is no evidence to support the accusation against him, this course of inquiry cannot find Vera Misham innocent.
Objection! Your Honor, Phoenix Wright spent 7 years collecting this evidence.
Objection! You still don't get it, do you? Huh? Let us assume there was poison in the nail polish. Who then was responsible for causing Vera Micham to bite her nails?
What?
It wasn't me, I know that much. The one who brought that poison to her lips was you.
What?
What?
That's ridiculous.
Evidence is everything. There is nothing more.
What? How? I believe this discussion has reached its conclusion.
Your Honor!
Mr. Justice, you have performed admirably well for a novice attorney. I respect your partner Phoenix Wright's determination as well.
However, without direct proof, you have nothing. Isn't that right, Gramarye?
Unfortunately, yes, Christophe, you're right. That is, you would have been right until now.
Uh-oh! Huh? What?
Did the news not reach your desk in solitary? The eyes of the nation are in this courtroom today. This is the trial case for a new judicial system.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, shit.
Huh! That's right! I'd totally forgotten! The jurist system!
Jurist, you say?
The current judicial system has been deemed too closed off from society. This new system attempts to inject the wisdom of common citizens into the law.
Common citizens! Wisdom! Is this some kind of a joke? What could we possibly gain by doing this? Entrusting our judicial system to a mindless emotional mob of irrational mouth breathers!
common citizens have something called common sense. Common sense is not restricted by the law.
Nonsense! There is only room for two in this court. Me and the law. Keep the riffraff out. Out, I say! They're not in the court, actually. They're watching everything by video camera. Oh, boy. How can you allow this? Incidentally, the one responsible for making this happen was Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright? So, everything was leading to this, bien sûr, right? Right.
There's a mess.
I won't accept. I can't accept. This is no court. Law. The law is everything. The law is absolute. You let ignorant rights throw your courts.
Christoph, it's over.
Gramarye!
The law is absolute. You can't be serious.
What?
Odd. I thought you spent your life looking for loopholes. The law isn't absolute. It's filled with contradictions.
The law is the end product of many years of history, the fruit of human knowledge. Like a gem, polished to a gleam through trials and errors. It is this fruit we receive and pass on and face in our time. And it is always changing, growing, nurturing. It is our task as human beings.
Except for you, Christoph. You aren't changing. You've stopped. You're not needed anymore.
Okay, Van, by the way. I couldn't think of anything to say. Maybe, because I still haven't seen enough. But someday, I'll know what law is. And I'll fight to change it if I have to. Well, I've waited for that. Believe it.
Yeah, he's been practicing. I see no need to further prolong this trial. This began as the trial of Vera Misham, accused of murdering her father, the painter Drew Misham. However, several other incidents were reviewed, and we seem to have reached a conclusion. Before this court declares a verdict, I await your decision, jurists of the court. For the death of Drew Misham, how do you find the defendant, Vera Misham, innocent or guilty? I turn to you now to consider this matter.
You ready, Madison?
I guess tap me if you need me to say anything. October 9th, 12:48 p.m. Jurists' Chambers. This ends the trial for this case. Only the verdict remains to be decided. Defendant Vera Misham is currently in intensive care. If a decision cannot be reached today, it may never be reached. The factors involved are simple. Did the defendant poison her father that night? If so, she is guilty. Or was there another reason for Mr. Misham's death? Did another person poison him? If so, she is innocent. A panel has been provided for each of you to input your decisions. That is all. This is you, Madison.
Please wait.
Yes, jurist number 6?
There's something in the juror's handbook here.
Have her, you're doing the Lemire voice now.
Lemire, okay, cool. There is something in the journalist handbook here. Persons involved with the case may not be jurists.
That is correct. I've looked into all your dossiers. None of you were involved with the development of the case.
With the development of the case, I see.
Does that answer your concern?
Mm.
It's time for your verdicts. Make your decision in the case against Vera Mission. After 7 years, the truth is ready to be heard. Judge wisely. Judge well. Jurist number 6.
How do you plead?
Oh, do I have to? Oh, I have to.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to choose.
Yep.
Well, I know what I'm choosing. Not guilty.
We got 2 words for you. Say it out. Go confirm. Not guilty.
Ooh,
Yeah. Yeah. That's the mom. And so a verdict was reached on October 9th, 2:14 p.m. The first verdict under the jurist system. Innocent by unanimous decision. The record will show that when the verdict was announced, Special Witness Christoph Gavin laughed. A laugh louder than any ever heard before or since. A laugh that echoed in the halls of justice, lingering for what seemed like hours.
Sorry, had to get that out of the way.
October 10th, 8:30 a.m., the morning after the trial, in an intensive care ward, a true miracle occurred. Vera Misham opened her eyes.
Ooh. October 8th, October 10th, 10:12 a.m. Hickfield Clinic.
Good old Hickfield Clinic.
Vera! I'm so glad!
Don't cry, Apollo. I'm happy too. And proud. You did well, Apollo. I thought about what if there...
Hey now, don't you start crying too. Sorry you had to see us like this. But, Vera?
Thank you so much, Apollo. Thank you.
No, I'm sorry. I should have pressed you like that. If I hadn't, you never would have been bitten your nails.
No, I was wrong. Being locked inside like that, clinging to my good luck charm.
Vera.
When I opened my eyes, I saw you. I finally understood. It's important to be a part of the world. See things with your own eyes.
Looks like that poison had some effect after all. It killed off what it was holding Vera back from life.
I knew you pulled through, Vera. I knew. That's what Apollo was fighting for the whole time. Your future.
I won't forget. Here, let me thank you.
No, really, it's okay. Ooh.
Ooh, it's me. I love it. Thanks.
Is that me?
You really captured your essence, Apollo. I think so, at least.
That reminds me. Do you know where the other lawyer is?
The other lawyer?
Oh, you mean Daddy? He's not a lawyer anymore.
Is it my fault? Isn't it? I'm sorry.
Oh, no. That's not what I meant.
No, it's okay. I'm through looking anyway from the things I've done. I hope I can look him in the eyes again someday and apologize.
I'm sure he'd be happy to hear that.
He brought me all those things for me when he came to visit earlier.
You mean that stack of videos? Mr. Wright finished watching them all?
I know. I knew my real daddy was alive.
Huh?
I was there 7 years ago, remember? I was the one who helped him vanish from the courtroom.
You did what? How?
I'm not telling. He promised me that day he went.
We may not meet again for some time, Tulsi. But know this, I will be watching. And one day, I shall return. You're the next Gramarye, after all.
Oh, Trucy. In the end, he couldn't keep that promise, could he?
It's okay. Phoenix is my daddy now, even if he can't really play the piano.
That he can't.
Oh, I've got you too, even if your voice is kind of loud sometimes.
Glad I made your list.
Hey, come to think of it, where is Daddy when he can't play? Do you know, Apollo?
I think he said he had to meet someone.
I wonder. Maybe it's a new mommy.
Oh, Trucy.
Yes, Fair?
I was wondering, could you show him to me once more? Sir Pat, was it?
Oh, he's not been knighted. Yet. Here goes. Do us an impersonation, Mr. Hat.
Objection! Not loud enough. And I like Miss Magic underwear better anyway.
Yep, there's the panties.
That's magic panties, Apollo.
Yup.
Meanwhile,
So, your memory's returned. This is Lemire.
Mr. Wright, was all a part of your plan too?
I don't know what you're talking about.
When I lost my memory, I was reborn as Lemire. But you knew my true identity, did you not? This is why you chose me as one of your jurors.
Ah, you're thinking into it too much. Besides, there was no guarantee that regaining your memory would make you happy.
Of course, it is a happy thing. For so long, I thought I was alone. But now I know I have children. Ooh, dear children. So proud of them. This, too, I think, is thanks to you.
Are you gonna tell them?
They do not know.
Nope. They don't know their mother. They don't even know their siblings.
I wish to go to them when the time is right. Until then, I...
Don't worry. I'll take care of them for you. They're very important to me too. A little annoying at times, but still. I have to keep an eye on her at least. Because I'm the only one who knows how she really feels. On the inside. Your bracelet.
Yes?
I've seen a lot of mysterious things these past 7 years, but your bracelets were the strangest of all. I remember meeting him half a year ago now at Christoph Gavin's office. And then I met you. Two fates destined to intertwine. And I was there when they crossed. I'll never forget that.
Such a small, that bullet, yet it tore who I was away. And years ago, during a simple rehearsal, it was a miracle that no one, but I didn't survive that accident. This is why I left the troop, Emily. Now my memory has returned. I'm myself once more. For the first time, glad to be alive, Mr. Wright.
Speaking of miracles, Vera Misham regained consciousness this morning. I can only hope she's as glad as you are.
It is a strange thing, fate. Sometimes a life is taken. Sometimes a life is spared.
You know what I've been thinking? People don't die that easily, really. As long as they've got something worth living for. How poignant.
And that's pretty much the end of my story. For now, anyway. Still got a long way to go. And this power of mine? Well, it needs some work. But there's hope now. We lost it, but somehow we found it again. That's why people are smiling again. Hope. Yeah, I think I'll keep at this lawyer thing for a while. Oops, training time, gotta go. Courts of steel, here comes justice. Objection!
So we're gonna have some voices during the credits, but folks, if you've stuck around,
I'm glad you're staying with the agency, Apollo. It's like I found my long-lost big little brother. Oh, don't you worry about the trip, Grandma. Tracy's on the case. Now, how's that? Incidentally.
Seriously, Gramarye? Frankly, I got my doubts, but heck, Gramarye? Now that'll pack a man.
How right she was. It's like I found my little big brother. She did. Yeah. Man, that was the biggest.
There's Clavier.
It's not every day you get a trial that rocks harder than one of the gigs, yeah? That's why it's over. The Governors are breaking up. The news caused a run on tissues at supermarkets nationwide. You're the real stars now. I look forward to our next jam session.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, baby.
Hope you rock and roll and stay cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay cool like a fool in the swimming pool.
Hey, that kind of rhymes. Well, it's finally over. You know, thinking about it, I've been a piano player longer than I was a lawyer. Now that everything's sorted and I've got time on my hands, maybe I'll take some lessons. Or maybe I'll take the bar exam. Again.
Uh-oh.
Is that what he... Oh.
Is that what
A comeback, perhaps?
Oh, yeah, I think we'll see one.
Tremendous.
Yes.
So thank you guys so much for watching if you've watched this far. And I know there's been skips and hops and, you know, left and right and all that. But, man, we finally got there.
I'll take her.
Oh, I was gonna...
Go ahead.
So, I got this crazy idea. What if they were golden? You can augment the crunch, but yet make them dig. Power science. Although the preservatives might not be 100% safe.
Okay, that's good.
Golden snackoos. Yeah. Thanks for speaking up, by the way. Yeah. Swipe that rug if you need to. So yeah, so folks, obviously we have 2 games to go. Okay,
right,
go
here's
ahead.
Olga.
In unlikely events, you are awaiting a Russian feature. The only one colder than the rest around this boars, duh. But a greater challenge is being required.
Oh.
Then comes to the hideout. You know who to ask for.
I would have given her a Boston accent, but that's cool. That's great.
It was a duh.
Yeah. Yeah. That was just a front. Yeah. So when they found out she was a poker dealer, I'm like, oh shit. What the twist? Oh, here we go.
Okay, I got her.
So, Kentucky Pastries is getting back to its Eastern roots. Spread the culture and all. Yo, boss, culture time.
This is how we write root. Capiche?
But we're still about giving back to the people. Yo, boss, PR time.
There goes eyebrows. And this is how we write people. All right?
Not that Walkie's paying any attention. Whoa, kids.
Speaking of kids, he's next.
Yep.
Well, I basically beat that game.
He beat this game before coming on here for practice. Bazooey! Chinese chick does a cake with a fly idea like 3,000 years ago. Believe it? Man, you want to make it today, you got to keep it real. Know what I'm saying? Yo, that's why I made the OG cracker, for real. I know it don't look like no cracker. Gee, what, you wanted to call it the OG muffin? You want to fight or something? Ow!
that pose gets me every time.
I laugh every time I see it.
Well, folks, it was worth it. Carlos, if you want it.
You asked me, there's only one food, and that's noodles. Noodles forever. I got a new one too. See, this time I just put a big chunk of salt with it. Why pretend? McDonald's noodles is all about the salt. Salt forever.
Yeah,
not bad.
There you go.
He's mine.
He gets this guy.
My affectionately inquisitive nature has won me unequivocal adoration in my department. You see, they used to call me Wesley Stinkler and Wesley Sticky Hands.
Ugh, that's disgusting.
But no longer. I have a new name, one that reflects my true academic nature. Wesley Sicko reporting. Yes, curiosity is a sickness, and I am the cure.
I don't think that's why they gave you that name, you pervert.
Panty snatcher.
Ugh. Man, what a case that was.
Oh, yeah. Never forget that. And the end of that case is when I first met you guys.
Yeah.
Especially
and
you,
look,
Misty.
and look at how we've grown since then. I'm so happy about this. So, is that the last of the...
Not yet.
Oh, not yet. There's more. Okay. Madison.
I don't know. Thank you all for what you done. Light has returned to my life with the joy, and I may have lost years, but I have gained a treasure, 2 treasures in fact. But I think of them when I write my next song.
That was the wrong accent, but that's fine.
I was just like, I'm gonna just get it real quick because it's going so fast.
Hey, that's right. Flash dance.
Brussel. Yeah, Brussel here, back on the beat with another interview. How do we feel about how things turned out?
Why is he in jail?
No scoop yet, but generally confidence in mid-condition.
Yeah, what the heck's he doing in jail?
I don't know. He must have been involved in a crime or something.
I have no idea.
Maybe he was interviewing old dude.
Yeah, maybe. He was interviewing Christoph boy.
I decided to keep painting originals only, of course. I suppose I'll have to see a bit of the world outside to find what to paint, but I know that there's good people out there now. I've met them. The door is open. The world is waiting. Thank you.
Yay!
Yay! Yes, that's a nice painting too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow!
What a night!
Oh, that's
a nice.
awesome. Look at that.
That's a great picture.
Yes, indeed.
Fantastic.
Her hair
Wait,
even
I just
stands
noticed.
up like his.
What?
I was
Right.
just about to say that, yeah. I wonder if that's a Gramarye thing.
Maybe,
Zak
I don't know.
It was signed Misham.
Well, maybe.
She must have drew it, yeah.
All right, okay.
Looks like
So
that's
we're
it
all
then.
set. Not yet. We're gonna do that later. So, folks, thank you guys so much for sticking around as long as you have.
We're gonna go back to
Yeah, I know. Intermission. So, this time next week, we will be beginning the first case in Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Duel of Destinies.
Well, it's Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, but yeah.
You get the picture. It's the next game in the series. And there is going to be an incident that will rock the very foundations of the court, quite literally.
And we'll of course get together and see what kind of roles we need to fill. I think I've known. I think we all know that Maddie has filled the role of Athena Sykes quite vividly.
Yep.
And
I'm
looking forward to working with you for a while now.
Yeah, and Misty will reprise her role as Trucy Wright. We'll see if we can find some roles for Keyblade Sonic. I think Christoph Gavin does make an appearance.
Yeah, but not till like the Academy case, from what I'm understanding.
Right. So we have some time, and then So until then, kids, enjoy us and, be on the lookout for Misty's project, World Seed, is it?
Mm-hmm. Thank you for
Yep.
the shout out again.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything we can do to help. And, Madison here is on IMDb. Look her up. She has films. That's why we picked her up. And obviously there's the great and powerful Keyblade Sonic, whose dulcet tones have vaulted us through many a project, and we very much continue to look forward to working with him. So, for Keyblade Sonic, for Madison Warren, for Misty Jin, I am the Cannonball Alex Steele.
I am the package Andrew Steele.
We are the Steele Brothers, and we are for real. Top guys out.
Till
Ciao.
next time.
Bye.